More.
Typhoon right now. Telling you, these things don't end this year. Typhoon. Man, that Quetzalcoatl energy is definitely up in this business today. Today's episode of the Book of Gabriel, aka NBC Live, is 2025, the return of Quetzalcoatl. What comes next? Yeah, what comes next? Yeah. Shout out to the chat, all my blue wrenches in the house. All my new blue wrenches. It's been long overdue. Thank you, Zephyr in the house. The Eternal One in the house. Leopard Print Lady in the house. What's going on? Shout out to the hardest working man in the metaverse. Look within. I see you. I see you, fam. Yeah, man. Sipping this oolong tea. Trying to get in here. I scheduled this one seems like damn near 2 months ago. But I thought it would be relevant for 2025, the year coming up, year of the snake. You know, this Quetzalcoatl being is a snake with dragon wings, and we're in Year of the Dragon right now. So I think it's very ominous to have this broadcast and discuss these things that are about to pop up. Shout out to the family out there in Mexico City, on my mom's side, you know, getting a little walking tour of Mexico City as we drop the science. And yeah, go from there. Yeah. What was Zephyr said? I'm a fire snake. Yes, you are. So am I. Two-headed snake. Fire snake, 1977. That's a lot of S's. Yeah. Fire snake, right? Sensuous, intuition, charming, all that good stuff's coming up. This is why this year of the dragon that we're currently in is so dynamic. You know, the dragon is a snake with the wings, basically, right? The wings represent the divinity of the heavens. The snake represents the sensuality of terrestrial earth. And put them together, this is what you get. You get Mexico, where the divine human meets the terrestrial creature. Yeah, like you guys wood. Yeah, a wood snake. Wow. Okay. That's the lunar astrology, right? Yeah. I don't say Chinese astrology. I'm in Taiwan, so I say lunar astrology because they don't own the calendar. But greetings to brother Jack Talcott. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, always a pleasure. Always peeping out your broadcast now. It's like a daily ritual for me. Who did you have on there today? I think you had Luigi on there. Yeah. Positive. I mean, I skimmed it, so hopefully it was like the way it looked, the optics. And shout out to Zephyr, your live stream. I was about to pop on there, even though I was teaching yesterday. I mean, so I hope you have another one Good to see you live streaming. I want all my friends to live stream. I mean, you guys out. Everyone has something good to say. I want to hear what y'all have to say. You know. So, yeah. Oh, shout out to no shout out to Snafu Snaps. His channel looked like it got 86. It's no more. It's no more. Oh, poor baby. Ooh, poor baby Snafu. Okay. Hopefully you can manage. But anyway, I want y'all to have a channel. Get it in there. We want to know what you have to say. Yeah, the audio. Yeah, I mean, it's a learning process. It's a learning process. Too bad, so sad with the Snafu. Snafu action out there. I mean, this is what this Quetzalcoatl thing, man. Every time I look at that Mexican flag, I'm looking at the Quetzalcoatl. It's where the snake and the snake and the eagle meet. Right there. They meet right there. Yeah. Let me see. We got a question. Look within with a comment. Leopard, Eternal, Zephyr, Jack. Good to see y'all. Big Gabe. What we getting into today, Cuddy? Okay, yeah. What do you say? We're getting into 2025, the return of Quetzalcoatl. And this actually was inspired from a book I read years ago by Daniel Pinchback called 2012, The Return of Quetzalcoatl, which he discussed a lot of the things that are happening now are coming to fruition. Yeah. Yep. Daniel Pinchback, interesting dude. So, and then it was around this time where I was like thirsty for knowledge. I was working hard. I was working at the drugstore, slinging that GMO organic food and saving all my money on my union job. Shout out to the union workers out there. And buying books, paying rent, and buying all the books I can on spirituality and metaphysics and just how to be better in life. You know, I was obsessed. Big time with that. And Quetzalcoatl was the first character I came across in my encounter. This dude came into my store, Anthony, older dude, kind of an eccentric dude with he had like tics, not like tics that dogs could have, but tics like moving his head and whatnot. And he dropped the science on me. He said, "Hey, you ever heard of the mind calendar?" I said, "Seems familiar," which I say you hear me say a lot. Seems familiar because pretty much nothing's under the sun if we're all sharing the same consciousness, collective consciousness. I just haven't found it yet consciously. So I said, "Nah." He's like, hit up this link, Mayan Magics. So I went on Mayan Magics when I went home, and I found my Mayan side, which was Eagle, born on the day of the Eagle. You know, higher thought, and the week of the Transformer, helping people through transitions and whatnot. Because I'm always going through transition and flux. You know, that's the Trasena. That's how you say it in Mayan language. The 13-day week. 13-day is 1 week for them. Each sign has a different week, a theme to the day. So I got obsessed with keeping time in the Mayan calendar. I was like forever on that Mayan calendar, telling you what day it was and whatnot. Matter of fact, before we get into it, let's do it right now. Let me tell you what we're on right now. And I mean, this is the thing about divination and all that stuff. All we're doing here is giving a theme or a template to put our consciousness on. So whether you're using Vedic astrology, the sports scores that you're listening to for numerology or the mind calendar, you're going to find some truth because the universe is animistic and always speaking to us. So today, for my friends that are still the 30th of October, it's the galactic tone, meaning the feel of the planet is 6. That's the energy, the vibe, the theme of it, which is the motion of it. I like that word, motion, flow. Everything's flowing today for you and tonight. It's flowing because that 6 energy is responsive. It helps with the art of negotiation. It's literally the movement of volume throughout this space time that we're literally creating right now as we speak as co-creators. This energy or vibe is like, it's almost like the art of a dancer or athlete in motion. I must have this thing because you see my videos that make the intros, like I always like to put myself dancing in the beginning. A lot of times I have Kali as resonator through the shuffle girl that I used to know. Well, I still know her, I guess. Where she was dancing in her Daisy Dukes. And then I showed the earth. It reminds me of that Kali dancing on the earth, having a dance contest with yours truly, Shiva resonator. Yeah, let it flow. We got to dance. So that's hopefully you guys, you see that, you're feeling that, because that flow you get, the flow state. Shout out the flow state. The flow you get, it facilitates dynamic developments in all aspects of your life. If you let it happen, if you're not blocked up. So that's the energy. So every day has an energy to it, a vibe to it, emotion to it, and it's flow. It also paired with a theme or character, you know. It's which is the will of creation of the universe for this day. You know, if you have this in your mind, these things in your mind, I'm telling you, this makes your day so much dynamic and fuck. So the intent of creation is the monkey today, the chewing. Now monkey, we see the monkey all over the place, right? Some people think they come from monkeys. Good Joe Rogan, experience. Credit though, man. He podcasts like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He's legend. So Joe Rogan always has that monkey consciousness stuff going on because the monkey is known as is the weaver of time. You know, the monkey she takes ideas like threads or vines, like on a spool or on a weaver's machine, and he takes these ideas and weaves them through the fabric of a reality to make new patterns and inventions. And we see this where some of us have the gift of gab, where they just come around and tell you a story, a narrative, and it just like blows your mind. And never a dull moment. I see the Gemini energy like that too. Resonates with that in a synchronistic way. And so these new patterns we see in life are good because life seems to be patterns. You know, we go through these loops and whatnot, but that's what we do. That's what we do to keep going. That's what we do to keep out of the trauma some of us have experienced. We have the patterns and loops in our life to keep us away. It's a funny thing. It's like a wheel. That trauma, those patterns, they take you out of the trauma by reminding you about something that's kind of familiar, but not really. And then it just loops you back. And right when you're going to get to the core of what the trauma is, so maybe you can fix it, a lot of times it just puts you back in the loop. This is why it's good to recognize patterns and traumas and loops. This is why that monkey energy helps us find new patterns that benefit us. These monkey folks, they're definitely intelligent and generous and a jack of all trades. It's like running this live stream. I gotta make sure everyone can hear me. The chat's flowing. Everyone's feeling comfy, you know, and cool. Make sure like I'm suited and booted for the broadcast. My mind's right. I'm not intoxicated or overly emotional in a bad way. It's just basically like a psychedelic. It's the set and setting are very important when we do these things. This is a sacred space that we're doing, that you guys are sharing with me, that we're sharing together, you know? I ain't no bullshitting on that. I mean, because like when you get like that monkey energy, where you got this person who's kind of innocent like a child, it leads to all these very novel and artistic expression that actually, if you're looking with the right eyes, it can help you constructively solve solutions and get solutions to problems you are having or issues. You know, a lot of times you see these monkey avatars in like as merchants or in shops and restaurants or speakers. I wouldn't doubt if a lot of these YouTubers you like, for example, live streamers, they don't have that in their Mayan astrology chart, that monkey energy. Especially the ones that love performing practical jokes and craving attention. I was geeking out on this guy named Gangstar yesterday. He's in this black pill, red pill. Now he's in the panel dramaverse, area. It's this Scottish dude, and it looks maxer. So he's always about mewing and looking like all about looks and whatnot. And he was just ripping into Sarah Tomato, Raging Tomato. And the way he was like using her own words to make her sound fucking, I guess, like a monkey and like silly and stuff, But then he looked even sillier because at the end of the videos, what he does is he starts singing R&B songs out of nowhere. He just starts belting them out. Like I knew some of them, but then he started singing a Britney Spears song. I was like, what the fuck? But it just was right at the moment. He was flowing with that, weaving the ideas and threads of the narratives we all know into this funny ass story that we can relate to. Because these guys love to, crave attention. But sometimes that monkey energy can get you to overreact a bit, overact, play the fool to get the spotlight. Because if you do that too much, people don't know when to take you seriously. Then a lot of these monkeys, they have like the short attention span that they find it very difficult to stay with one thing, right? I know I apologize for being a little late. And I know if especially when the energy of the monkeys there with the flow, bro, shit's moving quick today. Or tonight for y'all in the wilderness of North America, right? It's moving quick, so it's hard to like wait. Like, oh man, you gotta wait a little longer, to hear the live stream. But it's okay. It's okay. Patience is a virtue, and as long as you stay with something, have patience, you can end up mastering it, right? That's the thing about the monkey. It's difficult for them to master anything because they're so interested in what's around the corner, But anyway, this is definitely a good day to begin anything new in your life. Absolutely, because tomorrow we're flowing into the 7th day of creation of the week of mind, reflecting on things. At the same time, with that road energy of community service and looking out for your friends and the people that you love and whatnot. So, yeah, I've been yapping, but this is what we do here. People are fascinating creatures, Jack. Yeah. You circle back for the strays. Yeah. Yeah, so I love them. I really enjoy the Mayan astrology. It's one of the modes of self-actualization I've been using, keeping time since 2011. And also this is when I began to realize that we kind of had underestimated, or at least I have, the value of the indigenous knowledge and indigenous cultures. And because many of these cultures, they've been around just because we didn't know about them in the consensus reality. These cultures have developed into like incredibly advanced societies and civilizations. Maybe not, you don't see it now, but at various times in history, they were the top dog, top tier. And like in my DNA, my blood, the Mesoamerican civilizations over there in Mayan land, in the Yucatan Peninsula. Have any of y'all been there before? It's really nice out there. The classical Maya and the Aztecs, this is where they made a name for themselves. Yeah. I think I got one of these. No, I used to have the picture. Yeah, I'll drop it down. Yeah, that was me over there in my land around this time, 2012, when the world was supposed to end. And I went to the thick of it, my land. I was obsessed with it. It's funny how your willpower and what you love can lead you to what you love. I went there with my life, my wife, my love. That was like our pre honeymoon trip. Yeah, got married a few months after that. Been married. It's been 12, almost 12 years ever since. Zephyr, I'm assuming you're talking to. I assume you're talking to me. Uh, I'm bad at conveying monologues outside of my heads, and the cameras won't fit inside. You're so much better at that. I've never been outside the U.S. physically. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, come on. We're gonna do a tour out there, right? Yeah. If anything, we're taking a tour right now of Mexico City, the birthplace of my clan, my mom's clan. Actually, Spain. They came from Spain and they settled in Mexico City. Dad came from Mali, Africa. His family settled in Swaziland. We've been all over. Now we're in Taiwan. It's crazy. Yeah, Zephyr, you're good. You're definitely good. Um, Keep hanging out with us and building with us, and we'll all take a trip out there someday. Um, Eternally, what an amazing husband. Yeah, thank you, Miss. You are a wonderful, wonderful person. I actual check, but it's not the same. You guys show me that we can do like a gift exchange. I'll take you out to to Jalisco, Mexico. You can teach me how to astral plane. How about that? I'm serious. Yo, you don't understand. Like, I've been on the gamut of being extremely poor and then immediate, a little bit above that tier, social economically. And now I'm at a point where it's like it's getting good every day, more and more money. So I'll be generous with it with my friends, especially. So fuck it. Well, I might just holler at you. Let's go to Mexico. I'm serious. My wife's hella good at finding those deals too on the plane and whatnot. Yeah, that would be cool. Oh my god, I was thinking the other day we can all meet up one day. Yeah, definitely. This is the whole point of this experiment online. You know, you too, absolutely. We have to swing down. Y'all need to come over here because Taiwan is literally the hub of Asia. They call it the heart of Asia, right in the middle of things. And we're not forgetting you either. Let's go. We have the soul plane, the real life soul plane, leopard print. Yeah, yeah. So the more like like I told you, I'm obsessed with the Mayan culture. The more I explored it, um, I actually started to see that a lot of these indigenous cultures had prophecies and even like whole prophetic systems for understanding time and development and evolution. And the Mayans, for example, they literally had timekeepers, these priests that would ingest mushrooms because mushrooms are all around the temple, the pyramid temple complex. They're all around, and they would just engorge the mushrooms, the psilocybin, tryptamines, and they just go out to hyperspace, and like and just commune with the Most High through his daughter, the galactic mother in the center of the universe, which we call the AKA the Milky Way, the G spot of of our galaxy, basically. So they commune in that triple void darkness with the mushrooms and contemplate time. Those are their scientists. They would have these reflection ponds that you can see there on Mayan, where because you would strain your neck if you're all looking at the sky, at the stars. So they have these reflection ponds where they can just gaze on the pond and see the stars and chart it as they were like dosing themselves in high levels of DMT and whatnot. So yeah, so one of the deities that probably came out of these hallucinogenic trips by their scientists, the timekeepers, the Mayan timekeepers, was a particular fascinating creature described as the feathered serpent. And the Mayan word for this deity is Quetzalcoatl, while the Aztecs call it Quetzalcoatl. And Quetzalcoatl literally is a translation when you combine the Quetzal, the Quetzal, which is a bird with bright, like rainbow colored feathers, and similar to a parrot, but a little smaller. And it has like a long tail that the males use to attract the female, even though the Quetzal is trying to peacock, and get those females' attention, so they can have the urge to merge. Right? Yeah, get your passport up, bro. Only 160. It's always good to have that stuff because you never know. You never when you need it. I'm living here at a place that has not tornadoes. My son said that the other day. Funny. Typhoons. I was gonna say hurricanes, but no, we call them typhoons. And I'm living on the forefront of probably, if there ever was a world war, it would start here in Taiwan, 100 miles away from mainland China. You damn right. You got to have your passport ready to go. You never know. I may end up a refugee over there in the Netherlands with Putin and Dmitry, But yeah. Let's go. Let's go back to my land. So yeah, so this Quetzal bird has the rainbow color, and the Quetzal means serpent. It's a serpent, right? Terrestrial being on Earth. So the Quetzalcoatl is the meaning, like I said earlier, of the bird and the snake. So Quetzalcoatl is the meaning of us, our divine nature, that came from heaven here on Earth, our terrestrial Earth. And I think, to me, the meaning of that bird represents the air and the sky and the heavens and the spirit and all these beautiful things. The snake represents matter, the earth, and the grounded aspects of your life. Because there's been times when I've been like zooted out, like my head in the clouds, and I'm having my head in the clouds literally, and I almost get hit by a car because I'm not looking in front of me. This is why it's important to be grounded at times. Now, granted, there's probably certain times where you can feel safe and like go into hyperspace, right? But some of us are still trying to navigate this matrix and relationships and whatnot, that we have to still be tied here. So I'm bounded by things. It's usually love that binds us, right? What you choose to be obsessed with is what you love. Right? And there's a lot of myths around Quetzalcoatl, and I mean, I can get into some of them if you like. I'll at least tell you one. So in the Mesoamerican beliefs, Quetzalcoatl had different kinds of manifestation. At first, and he was like a very old mind god. He was a divine creator of the universe, a creator god. And even as in human form, he was a creator god. And that's another thing he resonates with people who love to create, artists and whatnot. And according to the legend, the human form of Quetzalcoatl appeared around I think around the 10th or 11th century in the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, by Cancun, where that pyramid was, Chichen Itza, the Serpent Temple. And in that story, it involves a significant loss. All great stories have losses. All my friends out there who have integrity and character and just have an interesting life, there's always seems to be a loss that we have. There's no different with the Quetzalcoatl narrative. And in the story, it's somewhat similar to the legend of King Arthur and the idea of his eventual return, right? If you, for my Bible folks out there, you can look at the prodigal son. So in the story, Quetzalcoatl was tricked by his nemesis, Tlaxcatl, who was a god associated with black magic and the smoking mirror, the scrying mirror, right? The flint mirror. Right? Saruman from the Lord of the Rings was looking into that thing. Some could say the left-hand path, his nemesis, Tlaxcatl. And he gave Quetzalcoatl drugs and alcohol and tricked him into having an affair with his sister, right? He had an affair with his sister. He just, at first he drank a little bit and he gave him, his nemesis gave him a little bit more. He was so out of his mind that he did one of those stepsister brother motifs when the parents aren't home, pornos or whatever. But this wasn't a stepsister. This is literally his blood sister that he had sex with. And you can only imagine how ashamed he was, how ashamed they both were after that happened. You know? That's super shameful. And that's one of the worst feelings you can have, being feeling ashamed or embarrassed, right? And it hit this god so deep, Quetzalcoatl, that it ultimately led to his banishment from his own kingdom. He did a self-banishment. So Quetzalcoatl, at this point, feeling so ashamed and just brokenhearted, he left on a canoe, setting off into the ocean. He was like, I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Shout out to Anita, my mom, Old Earth, blessing me with those good songs. So he left in the ocean. He never came back. To the Polynesian people and people up and down the coast of the wilderness of North American continent, right? Because this Quetzalcoatl dude has a lot of similarities with other gods that were creator gods around the same time in other parts of the world, like for example, Inki, the god of the so-called Babylonians, Phoenicians over there in the Middle East. Inki, who was a god as well, cross at one point or nailed themselves. Both of them were there to save humanity, like a Messiah. It's the only difference between the Christ and Quetzalcoatl and Inki are the fact that Quetzalcoatl and Inki were more like Thoth and Icarus. They literally gave gifts of art and mathematics and civilization to the humans, you know? Whereas I see as the great Jesus Christ as one of the epitome of an example of a righteous way to live, you know? And because I don't remember any story where he was laying down with his sister, right? With his respect. But yeah, so there was all these creator gods going around time. Some people think that this Quetzalcoatl was one of the offshoots of the Atlantean people, right? Because there seems to be a narrative, a meta narrative, a large narrative that we all share common heritage And maybe in the past there was like an extremely high science and technical society that merged technology with spirituality, but something happened and it was destroyed. Um, so back to the story. So he set off in the canoe, and the legend, however, said one day he will return to restore order and harmony and reuniting heaven and earth, right? And you see that literally in the Mexican flag with the eagle attacking or dancing with the snake. That's kind of, that seems like some of our stories. We have such high aspirations and we love, and it's coming back. So many people are conscious in their life. I speak to all day about what's really going on. It's just that with work or other obligations, it's hard to remember that we are divine beings here on Earth, or we are Earth beings that represent the divine. Either way, it's good to remember that, and I think that's what the return of Quetzalcoatl is to remember that you have that in you, that divine being in you, right? Shout out for Zephyr. We knocked down to 10,000 or less humans, maybe 5,000. Comment from Look Within. I put a little jumping spider outside a few minutes ago. It's getting cold. They want to cuddle with you. Yeah, they want to cuddle. Keep warm. I love those spiders because they eat mosquitoes here. And there's some big ass spiders here too. Look Within with a comment. Are you moving, Gabe? It's breaking up a bit for like 10 seconds at a time, intermittently. No, it's just that I'm in the apex of a typhoon right now, and every time that probably happens, there's a big gust of wind. I appreciate you telling me that. I think, yeah, I was thinking like, oh, I'm so epic with my words that the spirits of Quetzalcoatl and my ancestors are pushing my words. No, that's just the damn fucking weather pattern. Let me close the door over here on the fourth floor of my house. I'll be right back. All right, I think that's better. You understand me, Zephyr. Thanks. No big deal. Nothing to see here. Just a typhoon. Just an act of God, of creation, of mother, expressed through Mother Nature, or Mother Nature. Yeah. Yeah. So this the return of Quetzalcoatl, the way I see it, the way it is today, represents a kind of redemption story or reconnection between the spirit and matter. It's basically signaling a new era, a fresh start for humanity, expression for humanity. And that's something that we have every day with the experiences that we put on our plate, you know? Matter mixing with spirit. That's literally what we are here walking around. It's crazy, right? Did heart make it? I don't know. I made it. These people walking made it with the butterfly effect in Mexico City. Yeah. Harp. That's an interesting thing. If they did make it or didn't they make it, The point is, it's here. Now, what are we gonna do about it? All I did was close my door, and it's cool. Yeah, that's an interesting conversation though about the harp and whatnot. But I don't know what's going on. I'm too busy going shopping right here with my kin folks, getting some gelato, listening to Chopin with you beautiful people, inside and out. Chills. Yeah. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about the future. Yeah. I think you hear me speak about my son a lot, Benjamin. Definitely, I have skin in the game. I was telling London, man, that was a great interview. Thank you guys for checking it out and being a part of it too. The people that came on. Um, I do definitely think about the future a lot, you know, and mainly about consciousness, human consciousness, you know. I was wanting to think about your own future, but as a whole, as a people, as a consciousness, that's something that's my number one priority. When I don't have my head up my culo, head up my ass, and human consciousness, the evolution of the human consciousness, this journey that we're on, and that was the whole point of the Mayan calendar that the actual Mayan elders spoke on. Those levels of the pyramids you see, that's what represent the stages of human consciousness, right? And what was going on at the time. That's why, like, on the base of the pyramid so long, because when the universe allegedly was first created, it seemed like there wasn't much going on, but there was a lot of stuff going on. Foundational dynamic events that created planets and solar systems and chemicals and minerals and elements that make us up who we are today. And as the planets got formed, these apex of times got smaller and shorter, but more and more stuff was still happening on a shorter and shorter scale. And you see the rise of this as the pyramid goes up. You know, we got planets, and then we got humans. We got animals and humans and plants, and then tribes and cultures and city states, and it gets smaller and smaller, but more and more stuff is happening. Nationalism, countries, industrial civilizations getting smaller, almost at the top of the pyramid, until we get to www.com, global consciousness. This is what the pyramid is trying to an example of what the pyramid was trying to tell us. This whole 2012 program was trying to remind you about this global consciousness that was happening, and our manifestation is what we're using right now, the internet. You know, that's the top of the pyramid. But we went all the way to the top, but it's not the end, because when you're at the top of the pyramid, you see there's other pyramids to climb. Just like when you climb a mountain, you see there's other mountains to climb when you get to the top, if you don't give up. But we got to go down the other side of the pyramid to get to the next mountain to climb. And this is what we're doing right now. It's like it's a strange thing. Like, we're getting more and more conscious as a people, but it seems like from the ground here on Earth that actually we're getting worse and worse. It's like the best of times and the worst of times all at once. I see happening. You know? Yeah. Out to London. For sure. We love London. Comment from Zephyr. Ben is my Gemini. X's name, I know it's a common name, but he's native and hey, that's like my Ben, except he's that with African and Taiwanese. 12 of 12 kids, that's a lot of children. Indra's web still up no matter what. It's always going to be here. For sure. Yeah, so thinking about the future. Do you guys think about the future? What do you think about where consciousness is headed? Human consciousness is headed. First of all, where is it right now? And what I know from my actual experience and what the evidence suggests is it's probably better to do that than speculate all the time. And I gotta watch that, especially with my broadcast with Encode. Shout out to Encode, my brother. Surfing the Apocalypse, which is a lot of stuff we deal with can be considered truth or conspiracy stuff, but I it could be seen as speculative or theoretical. But the goal is to make those things that are fringe more based on experience and evidence, firsthand experience and evidence. Because especially in these new age circles, there's a lot of lacking of evidence, right? Which fuck it, who cares? Really, on one level, right? It is what it is. But then I guess if you're trying to cross over and have some of the quote conscious noobs, MPs up, it's good to speak their language, which is evidence backed. But a lot of times we blurring these lines, and it could be confusing because there's a big difference between what is actually experienced and what is actually theoretical. Some of y'all had, I'm sure I've heard you speak to me offline, and I've actually interviewed people, had conversations with probably like over 100 people in the last couple of years on this channel and also on my test stream channel and Book of Gabriel channel. And they tell me they've had paranormal psychic experiences and even telepathic experiences. And I feel like I've heard enough that of these stories that to me, this is true evidence. And to believe that human consciousness definitely has many layers and dimensions to it. You know, you hear them talk about in the pop culture and multiverse. And these dimensions are literally beyond what modern civilization will often allow us to acknowledge. And the experiences I've had and my friends literally are kind of, I guess you can call it like proving ground that there's so much more to human consciousness than what the scientific or materialistic worldview usually considers real, you know? Smoke DMT and tell me what you see 15 minutes later and tell me if I'm bullshitting. Tell me. I dare you. I'll put out the double dare on that. Yeah. Shout out to Eternal, the comment. I've legit been in and out of different time layers, dimensions, and it's been super noticeable. Yeah, I bet you it's happening more and more for some of y'all. See, we need to hear these stories. We need to have your channels or medium platforms where we can hear these things. You're far away, but not too far. Yeah. It's a comment from Zephyr. The scientific method. The reductive method. Empirical method. It has been necessary, I have to say. It has been. Because it definitely has allowed us to make incredible discoveries about atoms and organs and microorganisms. And that way we can use our scientific terms to explain these far out places that we've been, even though they're in our inner space. But it's good. Like I want to, like my friend Frank Yang, who's a mogger, bodybuilder, consciousness shaman out here in Taiwan, and his formula is like read all the books you can about neuroscience and fitness and anatomy and physiology, so that when you do have these mystical experiences, either off natty or off substances, that you can explain it in a way that people can understand. It's literally fusing science with matter. I mean, yes, science with matter, or fusing, like we said, spirit with matter, right? because we're literally entering a new stage in development of human knowledge where we are able to explore the psychic and intuitive nature, and even more importantly, the interconnected nature that we all have. And we can literally talk about it with someone across the globe or the flat earth plane, whatever you choose to believe. Because I think this is the next frontier of humanity, a deeper understanding of consciousness that includes more of the psychic realms as literally a legitimate part of human exploration and discovery. Because at the same time, I'm also though aware of the challenges we face in the short term, in terms of like I showed this video, this the acceleration of the ecological crises, which I guess could lead to a collapse of civilization if they, or dare I say, the extinction of the species if they keep getting out of hand. And maybe that is HARP, or maybe it is just Mother Nature telling us to collectively get our head out of our culo. Let me get this from the Discord. Shout out to the Discord. Put the link in. Hyperspace Discord. If you want to try out, here's your tryout for our Hyperspace Discord. We got friends in there right now in the chat. If you're not already a part of that. Well, we speak on such things, and we also like to laugh as well. Oh yeah, but back to this video. I think Remington might have dropped it first. Or it was in Machine Lines' Discord, but I swooped it up and put it in our odd news section of Hyperspace Discord. Odd news, there you go. So I don't know, is it just me or does this worry you guys and girls a little bit? I hope not. Or maybe it's just an expression of Mother Nature's epic beauty and force as willed through the Most High. Let's see this. This is what's happening in the Earth right now. Two people on that tree. Yeah, Spain is bad, family, right now. Getting hit hard. That's where my grandmother's family is originally from. The Basque region up north. Shout out to Lipperpren and her mom. Righteously caring for her mom, lovingly caring for her mom. Yeah, we see you. We acknowledge you.
Queda pillado de prohibido, ¿sí? Los accesos a las capitales de varias provincias, por ejemplo, Toledo, lo más...
Major sinkhole swallows a car in the Inland Empire. The hole opening up at this construction site between Maple Avenue and Birch Street in Bloomington this morning.
Inland Empire
burst, and when a car drove over it, that pavement caved in. Witnesses tell us that car, you see, went around the construction cones, ending up in the hole. We're also told there were 3 elderly people in the car, but no word yet on whether anyone was hurt.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of intense, dynamic weather being documented here. As we switch gears and go to the Philippines. I'm a cloud musician. It's harder than clouds to make in the desert. Do that rain dance. Yeah, so I don't know if those are I only can theorize if it is a man-made thing, the harp or whatnot. But there's probably some type of feedback loop, even if it's not a man-made technology that's manipulating the weather. It could just be our thoughts and consciousness of negativity, or there is some type of being rebirth happening, even with the planet. That her temperament is like the weather, goes back and forth. So she's giving birth to a new way of being as well. Okay? That's the whole Gaia theory, as the Earth is a living being, consciousness. Sounds cool to think like that. I like that. I like that model. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, she's over it. You know, she could be over it. But she's gonna be all right regardless. Even if the humans were the worst of all time, she's Mother Earth. You know? Not to take away our power as humans. but she's badass. So it's not just something to think about in the future. It's not just the ecological quote unquote crisis. It could also be something to on the horizon. We hear a lot about AI, you know, the compounded risk of rogue AI becoming sentient and having like a Terminator Skynet scenario where they dominate humans because we became too reliant on the AI. Nuclear tensions are always there. Every other day you hear about fearless leader Vladimir Putin, the new Russian emperor of Russia. That like, if he were to just have a bad day, he could blow up the whole earth with a nuclear strike against the Ukraine. Because more NATO pushes closer to the tension. That's something that a lot of people think about, you know, global political instability. All the time we hear different countries recycling leaders because of revolutions. But revolutions is just revolving, right? Revolving from an old way of doing things to a newer, older way of doing things, and you get on a loop. We're more about evolution, right? Stacking, getting higher and higher. So political instability. All my friends and family over there in the wilderness of North America, in 11 days, you will have a new resonator of president, actor. You will have a new president, right? So there's a lot of talk, a lot of content online about that situation, which is giving people a lot of grief, tearing apart a lot of families and friends. Not right there. Not right there. I'm good on that one right there. A little filthy for my standards. And I can be a filthy motherfucker sometimes. But I admit the jab ones are fucked. Well, some of them literally have died, they say, from getting the Conan-19 jab. Some people think that they will die. There'll be a mass die-off. Who knows? I know there's a lot of them still around now. And here's the thing. No one went harder than me letting people know, family and friends, about why I felt like you shouldn't get that, and how you could be, like you said, be killing yourself and your family and shedding on other people that never even had it. However, I hope with all my heart, with all my faith, that these people don't die by it, because I have loved ones that have gotten it. You know? Blessed enough that my nuclear family stayed away from that, but I don't want people to die. I'm not going to call them a negative NPC because you held your guy. That's good. That's what you're there for. Women are so amazing a lot of times for children, and also with their husbands and partners. They are the nurse. They are the first teacher of they are the versatile ones. Eternal with a comment. They got the black goo and their DNA is transforming. Maybe not. I've seen those videos and whatnot, but for all we know too, a lot of these people got placebos doses. But I did notice though a connotation when the Conan-19 jab was given out to countries, that the rate of the Conan-19 went up as soon as they got the jab. The eye. So I'm thinking about where we're headed. I found the the insult to injury of trying not to get so caught up in those big picture things. And if I am, I'm going to do it from like a more spiritual, positive way. This is why, like, I've been looking into the work of the Toltec shaman, Surya Magna, in particular. He has this fascinating book called The Dawn of the Sixth Sun. And in this book, Magna explores the idea of a different age that most people think we're living in. He actually believes that there have been 6 ages we're living in, and we're living in there will be 6 ages. That's what it was. Well, we're currently in the age of the 5th sun that's been lasting for 5,000 years. And if you look at the Toltec cosmology, which is like pre-Mayan, pre-Aztec society, so civilization, this is the sun of light, they call it. And they're emphasizing a theme of this time period of being immersed in rationality, clarity, and empirical understanding of things. Materialism, light. Giving light. Giving light to this. I'm a Left Path 9. So am I. Oh wow, we have so many uncommon commonalities. Zephyr. I'm 9 too. That's why we're drawn to each other. I probably knew you before, if there is reincarnation. Maybe all of you. This is why you're here now. This is why we do what we do. Yeah. Life Path 9. All I see is a number 6 the past couple years, normally around the house. You say 6 all the time. 6 is, well, today was the flow. In terms of, right? But we're literally dreaming in our dream world. This life we're living here in the waking world. Right? So it's a test dream. This is here to test you, test out all the things you want to do, all your thoughts, all your desires, and all your generosity. Heal yourself while you're testing. Hey now. Yeah. Listen, look at the chicks, listen to my words. Yeah. I think that was a Taiwanese singer. She was singing R&B. But she's part of this new age of the 6th sun. Because in a dream, the rules we used to go by may change, and reality may feel more unpredictable and malleable. It's like your canvas, here and now. And I think we're starting to see this evolution in consciousness being reflected back at us through our technology and through this amazing wind that's blowing through my house right now. AI is a funny thing too, because as a teacher, I see students using it more. I mean, we all use it. We're going to use it more and more, the chat GPT, because AI can pull us in all kinds of directions and feed us into delusions of how reality is, or distorting things. You could have 2 people having a correspondence, but they're literally using chat GPT or some type of AI talking to each other. So it's like the AI is talking to each other. But at least at this point, there has to be some type of human to direct the conversation. So there's a lot of distortions to be made, distortions and delusions, the Piscean age that we're coming out of too, right? more about belief rather than knowing. Aquarius. Time to get the stick out of you. It's time to stop being a stick in the mud. I used to tell my brother that, my little brother Jordan. Don't be a stick in the mud. He's like Felix Unger from The Odd Couple. Well, I was more like the other dude, the sports writer, more shoot from the hip. I mean, because the future of human consciousness needs to be one where we move away from being like strictly rational all the time and our view of reality, and try to base your decisions more off of your intuitive nature and how we're interconnected, which is like a dreamy like way of understanding life, because intuition is cultivated by reflection of self. With all the great experiences you have making your art as you navigate reality during the day in your waking life, it's good to, before you go to bed or when you slow down or at home, to kind of go over and analyze what happened. That's how you cultivate your intuition, and don't rely so much on the rationality all the time. Your intuition could be the thing that gets you over the hump, the tipping point, to lead you to your dreams here and now. Because how we adapt to that will be the key, especially given all these challenges that lay ahead as a individual human in your narrative, and as well as a member of society in this big meta narrative we're sharing. I still think that we're starting to see this evolution in consciousness being reflected back at us through our technology. Like, once again, like for instance, like AI pulling us in all those directions, right? And I've even seen on a Scientific America article where they were saying that AI could lead to 20 million new proteins being discovered. And for all we know, you could by this time, 3 years from now, there could be 150,000 new psychedelics that were invented by AI. So we're literally, I like to say this word literally, because this is like literally that means it's real, literally, right? Not just metaphorically, like I said, right? We are witnessing this massive expansion of the material realm, along at the same time paralleling this, the capacity to manipulate that material realm, to change it and even distort it. And in many ways, it's like we are stepping into a more dreamlike reality, just like the Toltec worldview predicted with their sixth sun. I see this every day when I'm not just focused on what's going on all the time in my little reality tunnel, but when I expand it, you can see this happening. What's going on, Zephyr? How's it going?
Hey, I hope that my microphone doesn't sound horrible.
It doesn't sound like the new one that you said you got last month.
No, I didn't set it up yet.
Yeah. It's popping, but we'll deal with it. Good to have you, though. Yeah. I have to give you tough love on that mic. You know I'm not going to forget.
I know.
Yeah. Did you make that avatar? That's your art, right?
No, actually, that was somebody did a reading for me. My friend Lo, like she's in Atlanta right now, But she
Uh-huh.
stopped through a couple times Albuquerque. Once when I was with my ex Scott, and then once here with Dan. So she but she moved to Atlanta, and we
Oh,
had
the
a little trade
ATL.
show, and she
Okay.
gave me a reading. We traded readings, and that's from the reading that she did for me.
Yeah, I like it. It's very, very vibrant. The colors.
Yeah, I
Look, an
changed the
eye.
color.
London. I think London Man would like that. The eye. I like it. I like it.
It's cool because it's also a reflection of the flash, so it's a little different than the card.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like the center reminds me of the galactic mother goddess whole of the Milky Wave. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it's like
or rim.
the other card said screen in the corner, like down at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Which is funny.
Scream. Yeah. So what do you think about Quetzalcoatl and this merging of the spirit and the earthly realm?
Well, I think it's been coming on for a long time. It's 137 right now, like that you've been on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whoa, 37 is like my number.
Mm-hmm.
37 squared. It's
Square.
1369.
369 Mafia, huh?
I guess I didn't do that on purpose either.
Yeah.
So weird when that happens.
Yeah. No, because it's almost like what all the cool shit that we like, that we hear about from these new age circles and indigenous people, futuristic stuff about this whole merging spirit
Yeah, did you hear
and
about that
matter.
guy? He was from Mexico as well, and who's like a scientist. Oh God, I'm so bad with names. I cannot remember his name, but if I go look for it, it'll close me out because I'm on my phone.
Oh,
So I'll
okay.
have to drop you a link later.
Okay. What did
But
he do? What's it
oh,
just somebody did?
Rick, he's like, it was so weird because like I went to do my live stream last night, and what I wanted to talk about, like as soon as I scheduled it, like literally, I like saw this video and I was like, well, I got a couple hours, so I'll just watch this. And I was like, holy shit, this is exactly what I was talking about. But it's
Mm-hmm.
already happened. It's already happening. It's already like, it's so weird how it works. It's like instant manifestation. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it is. This is like the
Yeah,
dream
I love
realm
it. This is
being
my
manifested.
shit right here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because I got nothing but good intentions and a love for all you.
See, that's is why it's probably like seamless. Is you sound like I was in 2012 when I met my wife, and even before and after and during our when we were meeting, like it seemed like dreaming and awake was the same thing. That's how
Yeah.
fun
Well,
life
what were you
was.
doing in 2007, 2006, 2007, 2008,
2006 and
2009?
7 is actually when I first started to travel, world travel, going to
Yeah,
Paris
because that's like
and
when I
Thailand
first
and
started to astral travel like hardcore.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's probably like the the uh the
The last,
foundation of what happened in like what fruited in 2012 was probably, now that I think about it, 207.
yeah,
Yeah,
and in
yeah,
99, same thing, like right
yeah.
before that
99.
millennium.
Yeah, 99.
And I
Because we
had
were
my
becoming
young,
literally adults legally, huh? Around that time. Well,
yeah,
96,
well,
but
I was
like,
already an adult.
no, I
I was
know
legal
I was too, but I'm saying
95.
like, oh yeah, 95. Okay, yeah. But
That's when I graduated.
in the early 20s though, that was definitely a
Oh
milestone.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy time. It's so much fun. I had nothing, but it was great. I was making art and being bold and moving places within the state,
Yeah, right.
like away from home.
Art is like, yeah, somebody was laughing about that shit. Like when I called my what I was doing art the other day, and my thing is like, if you're consciously aware of what you're doing, especially if you're using mediums, I think it's an art. Now, do other people see it as art? I don't. It doesn't. I won't say it doesn't
It
matter,
doesn't
but
matter.
it's
If
still
you
art.
do it, you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And somebody will see it as art.
Yeah.
It is indeed art. If you're making art, that's what it is.
Yeah. Look at people who do performance art. Like they're literally in motion doing art all the time.
Yeah, I was a
You know.
dancer, and I was a good dancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, no matter if there was nobody there or not, I enjoyed my job.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. You probably were a really good dancer. Very natural, I bet. Fluid because of that.
Yeah, I didn't know how to
Dance like
dance
people aren't watching.
chile, except for I did like crazy backbends to the edge of the stage and like freak people out because it was like I could fall off, but I never did.
Yeah. You're on the verge, on the tipping point.
Yeah,
Huh?
I was very risky.
Yeah.
Not risk
Risky
adverse.
business. Did you just like feel like possessed by music or just trance?
Always. Music is
That's-
like, that's how I keep my
You're
individual
Hold on one
coherence.
second. You repeat what you said nice and slow, please.
Oh, I said music is how I maintain my individual coherence through timelines.
Huh? Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It's like this literally the soundtrack of life.
Yeah, well, and even like I'll hear like Paganini or something like that, and or like, you know, something, it's just a few notes, because there's so many notes, you know, and combinations, they repeat each other, or they repeat themselves throughout our history, and they're like embedded in us.
What is embedded? You're breaking up on my side. Hopefully, it's
The,
clear for everyone. It's just fucked up on my
the
side.
musical notes, there's only so
Uh-huh.
many notes, you know,
Right?
that we have in our range to hear.
Uh-huh.
But they're embedded in our DNA, and they repeat themselves throughout history. In every song, there's, you know, if you go back far enough.
Yeah. And our organs reverberate in us, literally. You see that? That's why I enjoy the juxtaposition of life, but strictly expressed in music, where I could play like a Chopin sonnet, and then bust into some like some Mac Dre or something.
Yeah, shout out Reddington with his rough mix. I was listening to that in the shower tonight. It was like crazy mix. Love
I heard
it.
you say that. Yeah. Yeah, I heard you say that. I would have listened to it. I was preparing for the stream, so I didn't get a chance to listen to it. Matter of fact, I think I already asked him if I can use some of his music on the stream.
Yeah, it was unexpected. I was like, "Oh, there's some disco in here." And Buck 65, he said he was going to do that. I knew he was going to do that.
What do you mean Buck 65? What's that?
He put some Buck 65 in there.
I never heard of them before.
Like, he's like a Canadian rapper. He's from Toronto or Quebec or Toronto.
Quebec.
I think.
Quebec.
Quebecois.
Okay.
He's a Quebecois man. He even sings some in French.
I'll put this on for a second.
You know, it's really crazy. Back whenever there was MySpace, I like actually like heard his song on a Burger King commercial, and I friggin' like messaged him, like just out of the blue, like, dude, congratulations, Burger King's using your friggin' music. And he was like, oh, they don't have permission. I was like, what?
You saw somebody was using who was the person? This a friend?
Well, Buck 65. I mean, that was like.
Oh, you know him?
No, I don't know him really. Like, but I messaged him, and he actually messaged me back. But I don't know. I don't have any MySpace anymore. They deleted it.
The cosmic giggle becomes your friend. But in fact, ordinary people's
The cosmic
Love is the
giggle.
key.
The
It
key.
is. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He said that
I commented like
Terrence
6 comments on that already.
yeah,
Timestamp.
this is really good. I'm gonna have to download it so I can play it while like in the background while we're talking and stuff.
Yeah.
That was good.
I think it's
That was
great to
dope.
have like artists, all different kinds. We all got to start a collective and get some stuff, making some stuff together.
This is
I'm a team player.
that's the main reason for the hyperspace Discord that I have on mine as an artist collective. Yeah, for that very reason, because art. Yeah. Because what else are we here for? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, self-expression.
I'm always waiting for invitations.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you want the invitation for?
Oh, it just works better if I have an invitation. I mean, I don't want to go contribute to where, you know, where I'm not wanting. I can't just inject myself all the time. That's hard
What
work.
would what would the bulletin be, say, of your skill set where people can say, hey, I want to collab on this and that? How would you describe it?
I know a lot of stuff. And just ask me some questions.
Okay. Yeah, that's the first time I talked to you. I did when you came on here. We were talking about tarot card. We were going through the journey. I still need to clip that because I think that's one of the best content we've done in a minute.
Yeah, I like the
that was
interaction
good.
about astrology after on your Discord too. That was pretty cool. You asked me some right questions.
Yeah, I mean, when you get someone that you don't really have to, you can get to the point because you already know. That's when it gets really fun for us.
Well, I don't know anything for sure, but I got a lot of guesses.
Well, yeah, okay, I get that, but you know, when someone knows the jargon, that's me. That's what I'm pointing at. That's fun to go riff off each other. Like
my main problem with I think what I offer mostly is not always understood for what it is right away.
Yeah.
So I know I'm kind of a sphinx a little bit. So it's like kind of you gotta read between the lines, and whatever comes out, there's always entendres, you know, and it's really how you choose to take it that makes the difference, I think.
Yeah, because the Sphinx is something that when I think about her, that when you go to her, she's like a gatekeeper to very literally a physical place, but also in terms of a chamber of knowledge or a chamber of your journey, and you have to. She has like parables and questions and limericks, and you talking about that type of motif?
Yeah, but
that's
what
I get from it.
I would prefer not to. If I don't have to, I won't. Sphinxes are known for eating people. I'm not into that really.
I hope not. Well, I mean, however you need to roll. Now, do they do it more as a delicacy, or do they need that to eat people every now and then as nourishment?
It's supposedly the stories if you get the riddle wrong, they'll eat you with so, but I can't see myself doing that.
But let's look at it metaphorically, how we can relate it to the here and now. What could that look like, though? Because literally, I don't think you eat humans, but like, you know what I mean? So like, what would be an example of that?
Well, psychological digestion. I don't know. Integration.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds positive. I don't think too bad. That don't seem Jungian. Yeah.
It's all about union. Love is union.
Yeah. You need to swallow this girl. This young woman right here.
I love this girl.
Eat her up.
Look at her.
Yo, what's going on?
Yo.
Eternal.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween. How's it going?
You like my blood choker and my necklace and my earrings?
Yeah, you got. Yeah, you. Somebody went to town on you. It looks good. Yeah. You're
I know,
dripping.
right?
Yeah.
Do you want to see my fit?
It's Halloween. Let's do it. 360 fit shot, drip shot. Okay.
Gorgeous, so gorgeous.
Fire.
I thought
Looking
the
good.
green looks good with the red.
Yeah.
I
What
heard
was-
you don't get along with Leos. Well, you do now.
For sure.
Yeah. What's your inspiration for your attire today? What kind of costume?
Bad bitch.
Bad bitch. Okay.
Held it.
Bad bitch. Own it. I like that. Own it. It's a compliment, huh?
Hold on. One second. Don't say that
Yeah.
out loud because everyone can hear. Oh, my kid.
What are your
The
kids
Terrace
dressed
McKenna
up
got me
as?
thinking some stuff. What'd you say?
I asked what our kids are dressing up as. What you dress your kids up? Are they too small? They might be too small.
Nah, they never too small. You got newborns that they put costumes on them nowadays.
Jazz always wanted to be a princess.
A princess?
Yeah, my youngest.
Really?
Or my oldest. Yeah.
Yeah. Not Chaz is a boy, not like Chaz Bono, right?
No, Jazz. Jazzrin.
Oh, Jazz. Okay, I thought you said Chaz.
Yeah, Jazz.
Okay,
Jazz and Alex.
that's a pretty name. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I picked an unfortunate middle name, but it was before all the, she was born in 96. Before the Twin Towers, in kindergarten and during the Twin Towers. But so her middle name is Isis.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
pretty names. It's
Yeah,
just
but
it was.
now
Just,
Isis is like all tarnished, but it's okay.
I mean,
That
for
might be
people who are very ignorant,
Guys,
people. I mean, they're ignorant. You know.
What's that?
do you want to ask my pendulum a question?
I can hear you're breaking up.
Her
You
pendulum.
can't hear me?
Is she breaking up for you, Zephyr? Or is it just
No.
me?
Just
Okay, that's good then. Okay.
Oh, look at that monkey.
He said monkey. Yeah.
Do you want to ask my pendulum a question?
It looks
Yeah.
just like my pendulum, one of them. Ooh.
Really?
same-
This is my
yeah,
favorite
mine is-
crystal.
Mine is more yellow though.
Okay.
What?
What do you want
Asking a
to ask?
question.
Yeah.
Will I have a baby next year?
Aww. Okay. Are we communicating? Will NPC have a baby next year? It's saying yes.
All right. Yes.
I'm gonna think my question and you just tell me if it's yes or no.
Okay. What's your question?
I'm just thinking it. I'm thinking it. You don't have to ask.
Oh. So I need to channel Zypher? Okay.
Mhm.
Zypher's
thinking it.
question, is it yes or no? It's a yes.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Oh. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, sure. Not bad. Not bad at all.
That's good.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for using your divination skills, your skill set in real time. Right. You're not just wolfing. She literally showed and proved. That's dope.
Oh yeah. This helps me a lot.
I love pendulums. I have a really cool pendulum that's also a dowsing. It can be used for dowsing. It's like 100-year-old Moroccan coin. but
Oh
it's
wow.
and it's silver, but it's had it's had add-ons to it, so it's like also like can use it as a ritual knife because it's really sharp as well. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
I've always been. Nobody ever taught me how to use a pendulum. I just always knew how to use it. So
Yeah,
I think
same. I
that's
was self-taught. Even with my tarot cards, they're in French, but like I know how to understand them because my dad taught me.
cool. Yeah, you look. I can see your lineage a bit.
Oh, really?
There's yeah, I feel like there's definitely some Middle Eastern in you somewhere.
Yeah,
And probably,
Egyptian. I'm Greek, Italian, French, Egyptian.
yeah,
Yeah.
Where's the Australia?
No. Greek, Italian, French, Egyptian.
You didn't say Australia.
Okay, fine. Australian.
Yeah.
That means she got some bad people in her past, probably, like in her ancestry, but they were probably just shipped there.
I mean, bad people.
Or they
The bad people, bad enough that if it wasn't for them, she wouldn't be here right now. Good or bad. You know what I mean? So they're good. Yeah.
There's nothing bad about what ends up good,
What?
right?
Yeah. Yeah, my ancestors, literally, my great great grandfather was the president of Mexico, so he probably did some wild stuff to get to that position. So, but I still salute him. Still salute him, definitely. You know.
What's crazy
So
is
we got
we all got some like skeletons in our ancestral closet. I suggest everybody release all your ancestral curses on everybody. Because you're like an authority in your line. Everybody that's alive is, and you can do that.
The buck stops there with us.
Yeah.
So you can release them instead of like Jesus. He put the demons in the pig. Swine, you could put him in somebody else that's hovering around you.
Say let them be returned to the earth and come back clean.
Oh, you said you said to the earth. I could swear I heard you say release them on people.
No.
That's what I thought you said.
Release
We'll talk about revenge.
Curses. No more curses. You can
right.
release your ancestral curses. If your ancestors ever cursed anyone, you can do that. Because you're alive, and everybody will be happier for it. Trust me.
Let's do it right now, collectively. I release all the curses my ancestors put on others when they curse people, or curses that were placed upon them.
Yep.
In the name of my authority here in the here and now. The room is clean.
So be it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That shows it's working.
What's that? It's working? Is she glitching?
You were breaking up. That shows it's working. It got captured and things shifted.
Okay. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So let me get back to this one. We're happy to have you, wonderful ladies, on the broadcast. And to reset the topic is 2025, the return of Quetzalcoatl. What comes next? And seeing that Terrence McKenna, hearing that Terrence McKenna by Reddington, shout out to him for his mix, epic mix. It reminded me of this whole psychedelic. Somebody have this shit? I hear my voice on the device.
Mute your mic.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah, this Terrence McKenna, hearing him about the psychedelics reminds me about the work that Rupert and I and even TML are doing about the psychedelic elitism and how we're kind of giving at least my intention, I think Rupert too, is to give a new take. Shit, my window feels like it's about to bust out right now by the typhoon, but we're gonna keep going. My thing is to look at psychedelic in a new from a new perspective, in a sense, like they're great. However, let's be honest about like what's going on too. And I think that the psychedelic movement is definitely a part of this larger process of awakening. And you know, it's a way for us to realize that there's so much more to exploring the physical world, you know. And I think like there's so much more. Like, for example, someone that didn't do psychedelics or just has like a closed mindset would we hear those people like, we need to go to Mars, we need to go to Mars, right? But if you don't think outside the box and have that psychedelic way of thinking, you could be literally make another Seattle on Mars, boring part of Seattle, you know. And I think that it's time to like really think outside the box, and those psychedelics could help some people be a catalyst. And but I see a lot of people nowadays. We talked about this on the last show about how you hear about like these venture capitalists and engineers in Silicon Valley like using psychedelics and for a way to increase their business and whatnot, or heal themselves. But you don't really hear too much about like the indigenous way of using psychedelics, like where they're trying to help the community by their insights they gain from these downloads. It seems a lot more nowadays, more ego driven, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But the ego's not an enemy necessarily.
No.
I think no. I stopped with the whole ego death thing a while back, a few years ago, and I just gave mine a new job.
Yeah.
And now it's easy.
Yeah, it can serve you instead of you serving it.
It's part of you. You have to love it. You know. You ought to. You know.
Yeah.
It just needs an update.
Right. It needs a new protocol, right, in the update. I don't think even ego death literally happens, because I think people would just cease to exist if that literally happened. Maybe you can get pretty close, but
yeah, it always grows back. I mean,
right.
Even if you murder it over and over, like, there's so many ways to try and kill it. Like, but as long as you're still breathing, it grows back.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, especially if you don't really like debrief from some of these. If we're talking about psychedelic use, these experiences, and really think about it. And that's not just for psychedelics, but just every day. Like my friend Justin in the Netherlands, Dimitri, he's a big proponent of the mystic Neville Goddard. And one of Neville's exercises is, you know him? He's cool, huh? Yeah. Like he'll take the Bible and make it like a mystical, but in a practical way. Like, and how each person, each situation represents a level of consciousness in all of us, in each of us. And one of the exercises he has is before you go to bed, review your day, internalize your day and review it, and take out the things that you didn't like that happened and replace them with something you did. So when you go to sleep, you're pre-programming your dreams, and when you wake up to kind of give your narrative a new protocol, you know, which can help you, you know, tackling your next day. But a lot of us, we just keep having these crazy experiences and getting these epiphanies, and we don't think about what jewels they are, because we just go to sleep and don't think about it. You know, they just get pushed down and pushed down and pushed down. So, patience. Right?
I like to read other people's dreams. I have a few groups that I'm part of where people like will post their dreams and stuff, and I like to read them before I go to sleep, and then I see how that affects my dreams, and I write my dreams down and share them.
Oh yeah, that's good to literally write them down.
People in my dreams before I like met them online or in real life. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've done that. Oh, even more so, I've gone to settings that I end up living in. Like I used to dream about this place, Taiwan, and not know, and think I was actually somewhere else, like Pacifica, California, which is kind of similar. But it literally with this place, because a tell of it was the fact that all the houses are close together, and if you're walking in these narrow streets, like in the city I live in, you can literally see inside people's first floor because a lot of times they leave their window open. I mean, they have the blinds open. And there's no other place I've ever been to in my life that was like this, or even saw it online until I got here.
That's cool. There's a few places like that here in Albuquerque too. There's like that guy I know we call his house the fishbowl, because he's got like all of these big windows in the front and they're always open.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Shit, maybe I'm supposed to go there too. Eternal, what about this dream? Because we were speaking of earlier about this Quetzalcoatl thing, about how the world seems like it's becoming more dreamlike.
Oh, you're cutting out. Easy, you're cutting out.
What was that?
Can
you hear me?
I didn't hear you. You're cutting out.
I said this. The idea of the world becoming dreamlike, more and more dreamlike, and more awake. Do you see that happening with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely a disconnection, and then like a bifurcation of timelines, definitely. And I feel like it's just really apparent to a lot of people, and I feel like it's just gonna get even more, obvious and really in our faces. But dreamlike to an extent, I feel like it's more of, having an understanding of reality, how you perceive it, and just more so being aware of your own self. Because I feel like a lot of people just live in their reality and don't really comprehend actually embodying really what is going on and who they really are. And like once you really like understand, like you're aware of self, then you're able to comprehend reality and then, be able to move with that a lot easier. That's why a lot of people, are subjected to, being brainwashed or programmed because they're unaware of their own self.
Yeah.
Yeah. The indoor is the way, for sure. The indoor that goes out, it has to go through you first, because you are you.
Yeah. I bet there comes a point though where that self, when you finally do take a time to look at what you think is yourself, is not even yourself either.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
also true. Yeah. You can dissolve it. You make it whatever you want.
Cease to exist
too, because you chose it.
Yeah. Right. Who said it? The act of disappearance, I think, was an audiobook that was something along the lines of that, where is new agey book where the number one goal is to just forgive everything, including yourself, of all your trauma and curses, like we're talking about too earlier. And then once you do that, you're just basically like this next level, whatever that is, which sounds good. And
it is good. It is good.
Yeah.
And forgiveness is for you. I mean, you don't have
to. Do you
to
guys want to see my witch?
But it's better to release it.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a question in the back
what
too.
witch?
Hold on. Where's my... Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo.
Oh, it's so ugly, witch.
They're super ugly. Yeah.
That's my witch.
Definitely with the Halloween spirit. Yeah, you get rid of that witch, like forgive that witch, the inner witch. That's dope. Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have
go
to
along,
be ugly. The best
she doesn't have
witches
to be
are
ugly.
not. There's always the good witch and the bad witch and the sandwich.
This is men can be witches too, I heard too, right?
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, that was the original. It wasn't wizard. It was like men were witches first.
I don't know if I want to be called that, but I respect people who
Yeah.
do want to be called
I
that.
like warlock, but it's not
Yeah.
like it doesn't mean
Well,
anything having to do with war.
yeah.
That's for sure.
If we're talking about like we're talking about the Toltec and Mesoamerican shaman, they like to be referred as sorcerers. They use that term.
Yeah, sorcerers, because you've got the
Yeah.
source,
The
and you're
source,
speaking
yeah.
as the source through the source and to the source of the source.
Right. Yeah.
It's a flow too, which is awesome. There's a question in the back for the pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
Got your pendulum out?
Oh no, I left it upstairs. Do you want me to get it?
Well, you have a question in the back or in the chat.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna get it. Right, let me run upstairs.
The unseen and the seen, becoming seen. The unseen world.
It was a baby question, I think.
Sean asked a question?
Yeah, a different one, not that one. It was about a baby.
I have the opportunity to you gotta meet a girl. Yeah, that's definitely part of it, right? A woman.
There's always opportunities, I could tell you that. Gotta pick the right opportunity.
Yeah, pick the right woman.
Yep, that's a hard choice, but you never know. It's usually, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've always never been looking whenever I found somebody. It just happened. And like immediately every time it's like I'm like in the house, like moving in right away. And then years go by. It's like it doesn't always end nice, but it never makes me hesitant to do it again.
That's good. Yeah.
And I did it better, I think, each time.
That's the goal. Keep better and better. Yeah. Well, I'll answer your question. Like for me, it happens too. I think inwardly, maybe. Well, I'm always looking. I was always looking, right? But then when I on a visceral level, surface level, I wasn't, and I was focusing on getting better and better physically, and mentally. And that's when I met my wife, literally at the yoga studio, working at the front desk. Yeah.
Nice.
So
that's cool. Yeah. Do you do yoga?
Yeah, Bikram yoga, or hot yoga. Hatha yoga, I guess you can call it.
I do tree pose every day.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love that one.
And I do tiptoes, like leg lifts, like while I'm in tree pose. And if I can do 5 on each side without falling over, then I am good. I'm aligned.
No, that's a really good one. That's the last series, the tree pose up into and then squatting with the tiptoes is the final posture for the part 1. There's 2 parts in the Bikram's 28 posture series. And then after that you go to the floor and do the rest of the posture.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My mom stood in tree pose when she was pregnant with me, and she doesn't do it anymore. So apparently I was doing it while I was in the womb with her body.
You were grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and my mom was she got shocked whenever I was in utero.
In utero.
There's your question.
Okay, so Sean, he can have a baby for sure, but he maybe will meet a girl. It doesn't say yes and it doesn't say no, so it's a maybe. Maybe.
Okay.
You might meet a girl, but you will definitely be able to have a baby.
Everything's working.
I love military dick. What's wrong with that?
Sean with the comment. Could be worse. Somebody could mention What?
Everybody thinks that. I don't know.
What's
It's kind of like the Tower or the Hanged Man in the tarot. It's not as bad. It's not always bad.
it's destroying, which is good. You need to destroy it so you can build sometimes.
Well, sometimes it's a
Refine.
lighthouse. You just remodel it. You know, you don't have to knock
Yeah,
it to
yeah.
the ground.
Yeah.
Minimize
What is
the
he talking
damage
about
if you-
though? Sorry about that.
I don't know.
You-
I don't know.
He
Philip K.
said
Dick
he
is
says could
good,
be
but
worse.
he-
Someone could mention Philip K. What's wrong with like Philip K.
You
Dick
did.
is I didn't mention him.
No, he did.
Okay.
So
He's
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Philip K. Dick gave us some of our best narrative science fiction narratives that became movies, which probably got imprinted in our brains. Well, you know, by watching like Total Recall. What else is that? Minority Report, Blade Runner. Oh, that's it. Went to Berkeley High. Berkeley High.
Radio Free Absalom or whatever. That was a
One
cool
mic,
movie
one mic.
and book.
What?
Radio Free. I forget the word. It starts with an A. That was like his. It was like a kind of unknown story, but they made a movie out of it or a show or something. It's
Radio something, yeah.
I like The Man in the High Tower.
Yeah. First one I read was Valis.
Oh, Valis is good too. Yeah.
Yeah. Gnostic influenced, and Roman Empire is still going on right now.
I listen to a lot of AM Bite Gnostic Radio. That's a show on YouTube too, and they talk a lot about Gnosticism and stuff.
Can you, Zephyr, when you have a chance, can you post that link in the Discord? Because I want to check out that channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Record, please.
I will.
Yeah. Gnosticism is very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of cross-pollination I've noticed with that show and some other groups that I hang out with too. I always think that that's good whenever, you know, I see other people that I know from other circles, like in the same in the same other rooms.
Yeah. What would you say is a good place that's hopefully I'm doing it here, but like where there's a bridge of that, since the theme we're talking about is the spiritual divine meeting the terrestrial matter, like where you can talk about these metaphysical things and stuff, but bring them down to reality, and where people actually share like the stuff happening in their day-to-day life or something they witnessed.
I think there's not really a lot of space for that yet, but I think that if you were to establish it, that it would fill, because that's what happens, when you create a space.
Yeah.
As the universe abhors a vacuum, so create a space and it fills right up.
Right. If you build it, if you say it, they will come.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because like I would love to have like a few months where I go to Nepal and meditate as a monk, but it's not gonna happen right now. So, but I still like those concepts and stuff.
Wherever you are, every day.
Yeah. I got many tests and trials and upgrades with for example, all the people I talk to here online on my channel, and also like going to work and dealing with all the students and whatnot. It's like,
yeah, that's the best thing about my job is I love, like, I get to meet new people and I get to give them some insight and some stuff that might help them, and it's just like such a satisfying job. I would do it for free. I mean, literally, sometimes I do. But it's nice that it helps me survive too.
Yeah, that's satisfying. Yeah. Internal, like, do you get these upgrades too, dealing with because you probably spend the most time you spend with your children, right? Yeah, so they have you seen that becoming a mom kind of like sped up your consciousness elevation, or did it go backwards sometimes and forward?
With my with my first son, it actually I went down really negative timelines. Much love, Kay. I went down really
Special K,
negative
much love.
timelines, but I think that's because of me, not my son.
Uh-huh.
And I had a really difficult time bringing him into this world. That's why I got his name tattooed on my heart. So my pregnancy with him was really traumatic. And I think I went into a lot of depression after that. So that's why I did I did a lot of fucked up things like after having him. And then I think after a couple of years of just really trying to find myself, and then once I had my other two children, I feel like I went through upgrades with them, but I feel like it was really hard at first.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were young too. I mean, coming up with them.
I was really young when I had my first, yeah. I was only like 18.
Yeah, it's very young. That's like my mom when she had me.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got
wow.
pregnant 6 days after I turned 18.
Yeah.
So I was
Well,
almost
see, yeah.
19.
There you go. See, like having moms like you two are, and one I had. Shout out to my mom, beloved Anita in hyperspace. Like, that's cool because as children, dude, we get to experience like young people stuff. You know, because usually like me, like I'm older. I had my son when I was 40 years old. He was born, so like if
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
keep
That was
tapped
like
in
my
what's going
dad.
on, yeah. So if I didn't keep tapped into what's really going on with the younger folks and trending and stuff, I'd probably be kind of like out of touch in terms of like pop culture and stuff like that. But I remember with my mom though, I grew up listening to all the 80s and stuff. Like it was dope. So much so that now that she left and traveling, you know, and metaphysically traveling, I still can commune with her and with her when I listen to the music I grew up listening, you know, as she was young too. So music mm, is powerful. It's like a time machine, but having a younger parent is cool. Like there's some
Oh,
probably
you know what
very
happened?
difficult, but then it's awesome. Huh? What's that?
You know what always happens with me? My oldest son, he's 11, and
Hmm.
everywhere, like every time we go out, everybody is like, "Is that your sister?"
You
They
like
don't
that, huh?
believe I'm a mom.
All
Yeah.
of Yeah, all of my friends had crushes on my mom because my mom worked at the grocery store, and we would go
Uh-huh.
like for we had open campus for lunch in high school, and she worked in the floral department. But she was like working in the front, like bagging groceries at first, and like she would like clean like under the soda machines, and she like bending over in her tight jeans, and like all my guy friends were like, "Oh my god, look at that!" And I was like, "Dude, that's my mom."
Man.
Yeah. That is so
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I have to be careful because like my oldest son's friends, they always talk shit about me, but they're like, "Oh, your mom." That is like not in a bad way, but you know, like in a kind of sexual way. My son's just like, "What the fuck?" And it's super awkward, and that's why I have to be so careful because I'm just like, ugh. They're like, "That's your sister," and I'm just like, "No."
Yeah.
It's crazy though,
Uh,
because like once they get a little older, like I think if you're closer in age, like me and my mom are like best friends now, you know.
Same. My mom, yeah.
And she actually like sometimes she'll like ask me for advice now, like
mhm.
because I've like been out in the
Mm.
world more than she has, you know.
Mhm.
She's like always been married, and like
Yeah.
yeah, she got divorced from my dad, but then she got married again to a guy that wasn't. He's not that different from my dad. He's not a narcissist, but yeah, it's like,
Was she married when she was wearing those jeans in the Florida apartment?
oh yeah, but my dad didn't let
Okay.
her learn how to drive
Off
or anything
limits.
until I was in high school. Because like, and we lived out in the middle of nowhere. My mom was like totally like disabled by my dad, didn't let her do anything, and then I was kind of like all super controlled too. Like he tried to control me, which just made me rebel whenever I got out, you know.
Mhm.
I was
Hmm.
like, I did all sorts of stupid stuff. Luckily I overcame all of that and didn't get destroyed. And
Yeah.
eventually I healed and forgave him, but we don't talk. I still, I can say my dad did contribute positively, not consciously, but he has great taste in music, and I think I got that from him,
Yeah.
somewhat.
That's something to add. That's a good gift. That's a good gift.
Yeah, and he was a bit of a, deviant a little bit, so I think I kind of sort of picked that up too.
A
So
deviant.
yeah, a little. He doesn't always follow the rules, and but I think I just took the good things.
Okay. When you think of deviant, I think of that archetype we were talking about a London show, and also here the Coomer archetype, the deviant.
Yeah, like subversive, a little
gooner, as they say now.
Like pushing boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Pushing boundaries, huh? Trying to be the trickster, but some people don't like that.
I know they don't.
People don't like that. Yeah.
They don't have to like me.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But then again, if you're gonna be, I mean, I would think if I wanted to be part of a group, like I would do my trickster work, but I would be conscious of the fact that I don't want to go too far.
I'm not mean. I'm not mean, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, this is let's talk about. No, I won't say you're mean, but you could be.
I could be.
But here's the thing: I'm the man here today on this panel, this trilog panel, this beautiful panel, strong panel. So I had to address those friends of your son.
You're the boss, because this is your house.
It's my house. You got it. You got it right. You got it right. Thank you for acknowledging that. Your son's friends, bro, I would have to say something, because if I heard my son's friends saying that about like my wife, or he told me they were saying, I was like, bro, you either talk to them about them to knock that shit off, or I'll talk to them. And you probably rather you talk to them than me, because
they make fun of me. They laugh and they're like, "Oh, your mom has
sexual stuff." That's weird.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, your mom has a big bum," and they laugh. And my son just gets really embarrassed because he's not like, he knows me as his mom. He doesn't seem, and
of course.
And I'm just myself. Like I can't fucking help how I look, and I get embarrassed too, because I'm just like, fuck, but I don't really know. Yeah, so I just tell him, like, just ignore them and just tell your friends to shut up.
Yeah, for sure. Or get new friends.
Right.
I don't know. My friends were. I'm friendly with with most people, but I have a very close knit small group. I was never one to hang in like a big group of friends, but I always have my good friends. People hear me talk about Brian the Leo or Brian the Marine. That's my best friend, my road dog, right? That we never really. It's weird. Like we give each other shit a little bit, but we never hardcore, because I think because we respect each other so much. And it's not that we don't like to joke around and shit, because actually we'll probably roast other people, but among us, I don't see us ever, doing shit like that. I don't know. So it's kind of strange when I hear people doing that, but I've seen it happen in friend groups where they're constantly busting balls and being inappropriate and shit, as they say. Yeah. But
I hung out with all the rejects from all the other groups. They called us dirt heads.
Dirty. That's why you relate to the dirty girls.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
That was for you, Zephyr, mostly.
Yeah,
me playing that.
I appreciate that.
But then, cool. They're welcome. But then at the end, it was me in London. These hardcore OGs from London and fucking Oakland, watching this show about 90 girls power dynamics at high school. Yeah, that's funny.
More uncommon than you'd think, actually, right? A little bit. Yeah.
Oh,
well, that's what we like it, because the power dynamics are interesting. Excuse me? What?
Sorry, is that the one that I wanted to give makeovers to?
Yes. Them. Yeah, them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember you said
that.
That
was
good.
Give me a makeover whenever you want.
I can make over who? You?
Yeah, if you want to, like someday we
Oh,
can
I
come
don't
back.
need to. You're fucking beautiful. But still,
Ah,
I wanna do your hair and makeup though. Like
yeah,
I love
totally.
because I have a background in, beauty and stuff like that. So that's just comes natural for me. Like if I'm around a girl, I'd want to like do her
I love
hair and do
that.
her makeup and everything. Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I'm okay at like dressing up, but I always like whenever somebody else does it because they'll do something that is different from what I would do, and it, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but I always enjoy it.
Yeah, we can get lit and take photos and look hot. That'd be so fun.
I love that. Like I
Me
did the
too.
like glamour shots things with my friends, like whenever I was in high school. It was fun, but
Mm.
and I snuck out and went to prom when I was a freshman. I was supposed to be staying at night at a friend's house, but I just like dropped off a book and then I walked away from their house after my parents left. That was bad. I was a bad girl. Never got
You're good
busted though,
now.
except for forging my report card my freshman year. Oops.
So yeah, Special K with the comment said, "Hey bro, I seen the typhoon near Taiwan. Are you safe? Area or what's going on? I'm worried." Jay was looking at and wanted me to check in with you. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, if you hear me streaming, like I'm good, right? I appreciate you asking and acknowledging. Yeah, it's pretty calm right now, but as some of you guys heard, the wind was going crazy. It's going crazy. And shout out to Special K with this too comment. She said, "R.I.P. Rest in peace, Miss NBC." My mom. You've done the most amazing job with Gabriel. May you continue to watch over all of his family and friends. Stay with us in spirit and in our hearts always. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. You guys would have loved my mom. She's the type. If we were like junior high friends or high school friends, you would have loved my mom. Like a lot of people say, like, "Oh, I wish your mom was like my mom." I mean, I wish my mom was like your mom type of shit, because she was always like fun loving and joking around, and it was the house where people come and treat you like you're one of them. I think a lot of moms are like that.
You got
So
an
she was hella
angel
funny,
now.
like Jim Carrey. What's that?
You got an angel now. She even named you after an angel.
Right, she did it. She said that. She said, "I wanted someone to love so bad that I asked God for you, so I had to name you Gabriel," or something like that. Yeah,
That's a good name.
it's strong.
My
It reminds
mom,
me every day.
My mom is a Taurus, and I think
Mhm.
that's that connection with you,
Yeah.
with Gabriel, the angel. And I
Mm.
have a couple of angels I talk to too.
Yeah. Yeah. Gabriel will give you those messages, right?
Yep.
Yeah. My mom was a Cancer sun sign, July 3rd, but she had that Cancer Taurus vibe. Well, she had a Taurus rising sun, me. And yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm a Taurus moon, and my mom is a Taurus.
yeah, you're her heart.
That's Earth.
Yeah.
Earth angels.
Earth angels, Earth angel. I love that song. Isn't that the song from when Marty McFly was disappearing? He was ceasing to exist.
Back
Remember?
to the Future. What?
Yeah, he was trying to play it. And his hand was like disappearing. And then he got rejuvenated when they kissed, and he like sprung up real quick. Yeah. Shout out to.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna
And see, I'm a Becky. I'm not a Rebecca. I bet it was a biblical name, but it was Rivka, and I like that.
Oh yeah,
like
with a K or something like that.
Rivka.
Yeah, that's my wife's name, Rebecca.
Oh yeah,
Rebecca.
that's crazy. There's so many Beckys.
I know. I've refused to call her that up until like recently. There are all other people like that grew up there. They call her that. I always call her Rebecca because I think it's a cool name. I want to honor it.
My mom didn't like the name Rebecca, so she named me Becky Joe. But
Becky
I got
Jo.
BJ. It's like Joaquin and Boaz backwards.
Becky Joe.
And it's also my initials are BS. So They didn't think that through very well. But
No,
it's funny because everybody goes, "That's BS," and I have a family named Boring too, so I always say it's not boring, it's banal.
Banal, yeah. My son's initials are BBC.
BBC, yeah.
Yeah, Benjamin Bodie.
Well,
and the last name.
I guess I'm not immune to the initial like flaw because I named my oldest Jazz Isis and last name S, so it was Jizz. I didn't even think of that.
But when you in '96, though, we didn't call it that, right?
No, we didn't. But still, it was like unfortunate. It was hilarious, but unfortunate.
No. It would have been What if your last name was Zephyr?
Yeah. Well, and my ex Benjamin Azua, he gave me the nickname Zephyr, and I designed I have a tattoo. It's on my YouTube. You can see it as a thumbnail. That was before it got touched up, but it says Zephyr right side up and upside down.
Zephyr. Yeah, did you see? I don't know if you saw the intro I made. I'll play for the outro, but the video I made was from my test stream season 1. Did you see it? From the very beginning. Oh yeah, you were. Yes, I appreciate it.
And I saw it said Zephyr. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That was the dog.
Oh, that's so cool. That's funny.
That was my artist my artist girlfriend I went to school with, the surfer chick from Hawaii, and her dog. I remember when she got that dog. Yeah.
That's cool. That's a good name for a dog.
Yeah, it's a Labradoodle.
Labradoodle.
Yeah.
I like doodles. I don't know about labs. And golden retrievers, they're very good dogs, I guess.
Yeah, that dog was cool.
They're not the smartest dogs. But the doodle makes it smart.
The doodle does, yeah. Just to see her with her family, because she has kids and a husband, and then Zephyr's still there. Because I'm like, I remember I was there when you got that dog. I remember when that was a puppy. You know, I remember when that dog was a puppy. Yeah, she kicked it out of my house.
Yeah, my mom raised huskies, and they're not the most loyal dogs, but they're pretty smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a pretty
my dog was
eerie
Jade.
howl. Jade.
Yes, blue northern Jade, registered. She had blue eyes with black eyeliner and a perfect clover leaf on her forehead. She was black and white, and she howled when I said her name. I was like, Jade, baby.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Jade. Yeah, they have a good howl. Yeah, they do. I always picture them on a mountain, on a hilltop, doing that in the snow or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of animals. I had a goat and a rabbit. The Lely Fiver Mustander Joe was his name, my rabbit. He was a mini lop. He was litter box.
You had a goat? That's so cute.
Yeah, the goat was Ivan the Terrible. And he was very naughty.
What was the name?
Ivan the Terrible.
Ivan the Terrible.
That's funny.
He was an Angora goat. My parents really were not very happy, but my grandmother was a Capricorn and she bought him for me, and so they couldn't say no.
Is that why she bought it? Because she's a sea goat?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. She just liked to be inappropriate. I guess in some ways, she was very inappropriate. My dad didn't get along very well with my grandma, but my grandma was really funny. I remember when I was in high school, I really liked Nine Inch Nails, and I had written her a note, but I didn't know that on the back of it, I wrote some of the lyrics for Happiness and Slavery on the back, and she thought I wrote her a poem, and she really liked it. She was like, I like that poem you wrote. And I was like, okay. She's an interesting lady. She's a gold digger, and she's kind of a bitch, but she's my grandma. She's an Eastern Star. It was
a Mason, right?
Yeah, my grandpa was a 33rd degree Mason too, but I didn't know it till his funeral because they showed up at the funeral, the Shriners and the Scottish Rite. And I was
yeah.
And it was a very hard day for me.
My dad was a Freemason.
I think there's a lot of people that are
anyone
a
that's
generation
worth
out from that or two.
Zach, do you like my dress?
It's great. I love it. I love the color. It's like mint chocolate chip, like the mint in the chocolate chip.
And a little edible cookie. What's that?
Love it. You look great after 3 kids, man. I there's so many like.
And I don't exercise.
I didn't either, you know, and I was back in my jeans like right away, and I think it's like a lot of it is psychological. It's like, I don't know. I think a lot of people.
I just eat.
Or just bad diet.
Yeah. To me, exercise is other things. I get exercise in other ways.
Me too. Okay. Like, I mean, I like walk a lot. I like to walk, and I do like work around the yard and stuff in the house, but I don't like exercise really. I like to go out rock hunting.
My brother, my half brother, is an Instagram model, and he's a what are those fitness, those personal trainers?
Personal trainer now.
He's like the male version of me. And he was so angry because I don't like to work out, and he tried to like push it on me, and I'm like, no, stop. Like, I fucking hate exercise. Stop.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe you'll think it's a good thing, man. Like, exercise is good.
I did like, I was part of a group online for a while that like we would like exercise, and I like did pull-ups until I like hurt myself, I guess. And then I was like, this is dumb. I'm just like doing this for vanity and like because I want to be part of this group or something.
I like vanity, or at least aesthetics, I'll call it.
And I dated a guy that was like, he was like in like those shows, you know, like muscle bodybuilder shows and stuff like that. And it's like, he was more into himself than he was in me. And I don't know. It's just like, yeah, he's cute and all, but
yeah, aesthetics is big for the most important thing for bodybuilding.
But my friend Abby, she actually is a.
Hey, bro, sis, when she's talking, hold on one sec, please. Hold on, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
One at a time, please. Go ahead.
Me or you?
Well, you were saying something, Jeffrey, right?
Oh, yeah, Abby. My friend Abby is a bodybuilder, and she's badass. Like, I was there, and she gets a lot of shit, you know, because she's so like buff.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, you look like a man, blah blah blah, and she's so feminine. It's not even. It's not.
Okay.
It's so ridiculous.
Well, she likes that. That's good for her. But aesthetically, I don't like that. But if that works for her, that's good. I think women, anyone, male or female, should have muscles, some type of muscle, because it's healthy for you. It's healthy for you to have muscle. And just because like you have like a banging body or whatever, anyone, male or female, I think especially cardiovascularly, you need to let your blood flow, right? And exercise is really good for that type of shit.
Yeah, you have to get up and walk around because that helps your heart pump. It takes the edge off of your heart having to like carry all the fucking
the pumping. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Eternal?
I'm sorry about that before. I was just saying, like, my kids are literally going crazy because no one has come to trick or treat, and they're like standing outside screaming, like, "We have candy! We have candy!" Last year was crazy. I wasn't prepared. This is Murphy's Law, right? I'm prepared this year. No one fucking comes. Last year, wasn't prepared. My doorbell rang. I opened the front door. And half the fucking like country was outside my front door.
Wow.
Bye, Kevin.
What happened this time?
I don't know. Nobody wants to see me. Everyone's like, yeah.
We never get trick-or-treaters on our street ever because we're like a dead-end street, and it's like in like not a great neighborhood. I mean, I love this neighborhood personally, but like not everybody can live here. And there's not a lot of kids on the street, so
I'm not okay.
Shout out to London, man. He said, "I'm out here, got work, peace." Right.
Okay, KJV.
Yeah, they ain't
I
ready.
didn't know that
London.
was London.
No, he
That's
doesn't
London
work
man.
yet. It's like 5 o'clock his time. He starts at like 8.
He's working hard, man. Gotta get that do re mi. But
Get that money.
yeah. He's a
And I hope
problem.
everybody
Me,
here
London
is
and I are
very-
problems. He's a big
hope
problem.
everybody's
Yeah,
fruitful.
I'm the problem as
Lots
well.
of money coming
Yes,
to
you
everybody
are.
here.
A big problem.
Love it.
What'd you say, Zach?
I said I hope everybody here is fruitful and there's lots of money coming to all of you.
Yeah.
No, I'm broke. I don't have money. I'm broke as fuck.
Well, you need money.
I don't
I
have.
hope it
You need
comes-
money, yeah.
Money doesn't come to me at all.
Well, don't say that.
Not with
It
that
doesn't.
attitude.
It literally doesn't.
You-
I'm so broke. It's fucked up.
Yeah, well, that could change in a minute. Just change your mind.
My fucking mom gives me money.
If you were to, I'll say this. I'll give you the heads up. If you were to stream on your you don't even have to do OnlyFans or whatever people do. You could literally stream like about the consciousness that top truther spiritual stuff, and to do presentations and live stream and just like, and you have your Cash App or whatever or Discord, charge people to be in it. Sis, you would make hella money because I mean you're aesthetically pleasing.
You're
And
gorgeous.
you also have a lot of good interesting
smart.
interesting things to say. So that's an easy way to make money that you would probably like enjoy.
Thank you.
Like, why
It's
do it
just
for
my
free?
life is on a hold, I don't have
Well-
wings. I can't fly. I can't do that. I'm suppressed in my life. So that's why I say I don't have money,
Naturally.
because I can't do like what I want to do. I can't do that.
I get it, but here's the thing: like, until you change that, will probably be, I don't know, like a bird in a cage, like like what I'm seeing, like so.
Yeah,
The door's
I need
open.
to
I pray for your
escape.
freedom.
Yeah, you guys gotta fucking like pray for me or whatever, like for real. Cause my
You
life
can pray,
is
but you got to
like-
make the action. Praise only work when there's motion involved in it by the person. Yeah.
I'm
That's the
trying.
only way it's
An
gonna work.
opportunity.
I'm trying, and I feel like
You're
that's
good.
why this has been a really big step in my life. Like me even being here talking to you guys, like trust me, like this is rare. Like I'm a very like lonely person. I'm just like, yeah. So
I'm
Yeah.
so overjoyed that you're here. You gotta keep it up.
aw,
When I ask it-
me
Seriously.
too.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. This is just a comment from Sean. He says, "Awesome. When I was watching a stream, I have to go get another and then another." But what?
A button?
Yeah, I don't know. You know,
He must
if
be
I asked him
looking
if we can
for
have his button, he said yes. What button?
peyote buttons.
Peyote? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I need to have
That's what I
some.
was thinking.
The doctor has to have some before he gives to the patient. Was
Yeah,
it?
of course. I would
Was it
not
Kate?
ever like recommend anything that I was not very personally acquainted with
Right.
and had taken that advice myself.
One for the doctor and one for that. But Kay was talking about my dog Winston. Here's my dog Winston. Shout out
The
to him.
no hats, even better
Let
than
me
that.
see.
You know that what's even better than that? That's what he said. You know what's better than
Calm it
that.
down.
I'll ask NPC if we can have this
I don't know
button.
what he's saying.
Oh, that's a hot
This is-
picture.
this is my
I love that dog.
that dog's sick. Let me
No,
move
I
this
hate
thing so you
dogs.
can see.
Ew.
It looks like Bluey. It looks like Bluey.
Ew.
Bluey. No, that's Winston. He's handsome boy. He's
No, I
handsome,
hate
huh?
dogs. I hate dogs.
I guess you hate me then, because that's my spirit animal, dog. One of them.
No. But like they scare me. They scare me so bad. My next door
You
neighbor
guys
has a
saw
dog.
him.
No, they scare me. And dogs always come up to me and like sniff me and shit. And I'm just like, please, like I'm like shaking.
They smell
I'm
your
like,
pheromones.
they
Oh my
can smell
gosh.
my
Dripping.
what? My hormones?
Your pheromones.
Yeah,
Your
that?
female smells.
gigantic mastiff here. Did I show
Do
you
you know a
guys?
dog pissed on me before?
No, I didn't
What
know
does
that
that
till
mean?
now. It means that you weren't
Our
paying
dog is
attention.
bigger than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He fucking peed on my
You
leg.
need to
That's
always
because he
look
loves
at
you. He wanted to
Listen,
possess you. He was marking his
yeah, listen, dogs and cats, if they're, especially if you don't know them well, always pay attention because all it takes them to lift their leg. And my dog did that to people before when they weren't paying attention, and I didn't pull them away quick enough. Like it's yeah.
Cats pee on me too. One of
Huh?
them next to a space heater. That was not a good day.
That's not good. Yeah, that sucks.
No, it's so vile.
Yeah, this is a Formosan mountain dog, a Taiwanese mixed dog. They're amazing. Very
Yeah, he looks
primal
like a working dog.
Yep, he whoop ass.
Yeah. Whenever I was growing up, we had an Australian
Winston on
Shepherd,
a walk.
a blue Merle, and he was named Whiskey.
Do you still have your dogs?
No, well, yeah, I have 3 dogs, but Winston passed away a couple years ago. Yeah, yeah. He was my when I met my wife. She had him. She flew him from Taiwan. When she went back to America, she
gave birth
brought him.
to him.
Huh?
No, sorry, I made a joke. Because you're like, my wife had him, and I'm like, well, she gave birth to him.
Oh no, metaphorically, I guess.
No,
she found him during a typhoon. Actually, he was a couple months old. Yeah, so we had 2 dogs that passed away a couple years ago, and now we Fin and yeah, thanks. They're great dogs. And Winston. Now I have 3 dogs. I have Trinity, who she's 8 now. I had her since she was 8 weeks. So all rescue dogs. Trinity.
Oh, wow, cute.
Then we got Junior, the Shiba Inu, and then we got the new one that I rescued from the motorcycle shop, Dream Kardashian.
Oh, shut up!
Funny name. That's hilarious. We have 4 dogs.
People say I look like Kylie. I'm like, no.
A little, not really. You're hotter.
Not
than
really.
she is.
Better.
Aw, thank you. You know what's crazy? I had a cat, and guess what my cat's name was? It was the best fucking name ever. No
Mr.
one.
Jinx?
No, Wasabi.
Oh, Wasabi? That's a good one.
Wasabi's a good name.
Oh. I don't mean that. That's a great one. I'll let you have your shine for a second. But I have to tell you, one of my students has a cat, and her parents come and bring the cat with them on their scooter when they pick her up. The cat's name is Souffle. That's funny. Yeah.
I have a fish named Sushi.
Well, Wasabi's up there though. That's a good one.
Yeah. And I had a bird named Dorito.
Oh, Dorito.
I had Paca and Paco and Daisy and Duke.
Duke.
Yeah, they were cockatiels and finches.
Finch.
Oh, I had little bullfinches.
Well.
And lesbian.
Oh yeah, what does that?
Lesbian cockatiels.
Lesbian. From the island of Lesbos.
They were a boy and a girl, but it turns out they were both girls.
Yeah.
We wondered why they didn't have babies. They were just laying eggs, but they were acting like they were gonna have babies.
Oh wow.
That's why this whole topic it is the return of Quetzalcoatl. Quetzal is that beautiful parrot with the long tail, with the multicolored rainbow parrot. Yeah.
Have you seen those hummingbirds that live in South America that are called spatula tail hummingbirds? They have like really long tails. Like
right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah.
I love
those are synonymous with Quetzalcoatl, hummingbirds and macaws.
Yeah,
and whatchamacallit, quetzals. But macaws will eat quetzals.
Yeah, I collect spirit animals. I have like a bunch now. Everybody that I meet that has a different one, it makes a copy, I think. And I end up even okapis. Copies of okapis.
Animal copies.
Yeah, okapis also the name of a Romanian record label.
Romanian, huh?
Yeah, I love Romanian hip hop, man. Ooh.
We were speaking on that weirdo King, Big Sister, King Stevens. When I went on the one and only time I went on his broadcast, I was speaking to this Romanian young man, and it was dope because like after the broadcast or towards the end, we were just talking normal, and like he's like a event planner or whatever, or a promoter for hip hop in Romania, and he was telling me how he met all like 6ix9ine when he went there, and we were talking about the Romanian hip hop thing. So That was a good dude. Like, I wish he would come over here because I'm sure you guys could build Zephyr.
Oh
And
yeah, for sure. Like there's a lot of
even
crossover.
Eternal was
There's
a
a
hip
few
hop head too,
people
big
that
time.
have gone over there and performed
Oh yeah.
with the Romanian rappers. They're like
Mm-hmm.
totally down to collab and stuff. It's like, and I like some Polish rap and some like Ukrainian rap, and I like Dutch rap is good too. Some of it.
Dutch, yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Dutch.
lot of really good music in the world now. There's so many people, you know.
Everywhere.
It's
Everywhere.
hard to
I was
sift through
listening
because
to
there's a lot of crap too, but
yeah.
I'm the
I was
best
listening to like
you're a rapper?
Yeah,
I
you
sound
had me.
ridiculous. I write rhymes though.
Rap, remember?
yeah, we did hear you rap. It was pretty good.
I write rhymes, but I can't rap.
Yeah.
Well, I used to do underground rap. My name was Angelic with a H, like Angelic.
That's cool.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of like underground horrorcore rap.
I love that.
Yeah,
Everybody's all
yeah.
surprised that I
Horrorcore is
love
my
that
baby.
kind of shit.
Yeah. Because I got really close to a lot of like the KC rappers, like from, you know, Text Label. Like I got really close to them and they sort of like brought me through, and like I did a lot of work for a lot of artists. And also I think you were talking about ICP, Ouija Mac. Me and him were like really good friends, and I did a lot of work for him, but he was really selfish and he stole a lot of my content, and he didn't pay me for it, and he was supposed to pay me. So I used to do a lot of work for artists, like promoting their albums, talking, showing my body and everything. But normally I would get money for it back in the days when I was doing my thing. But a lot of them got really dirty on me. So they wanted me to do work for them, but they didn't pay me. So
Yeah, that sucks. Which I've got a
yeah.
weird ICP story actually, and that it's like one of their friends lived in Albuquerque in an apartment that I lived in, like after them, and
Okay.
I don't think they were a good person at all because like I think they let like one of their dogs die in the middle bedroom because like that room was haunted. And I just remember having this like really intense like friggin' exorcism of that bedroom basically, like that I was like, oh, it was like horrible. It was crazy.
They let a dog die. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it was like
You got
tortured animal basically.
Oh, that's crazy.
You got to treat your animals with respect.
Yeah, people need to treat everybody, even other people, more.
You got to treat your animals like this.
Yeah.
This is my dog, so my son.
So cute.
Oh,
my
that is
gosh,
so cute.
I love it.
Yeah. There's TT, Trinity on the right. She's 8. She's a sweetheart. And then there's Junior, the Shiba Inu. The dog, the Shiba, right there with the velvet fur. When we got him, his skin was raw like a lobster and missing patches because he was in a puffy farm, and they kept feeding him chicken, and he was allergic to chicken and the dog food they have. And my wife saw him at the pet store because they got rid of them, the puppy mill, because they couldn't make money off him. And she brought him, and she's like, I know you don't want any more dogs, but do you want this one? I'm like, nah, I don't want any more dogs. I didn't want to go see him because I knew if I saw him, it was a wrap. But I went in anyway, and I walked him around. I'm like, oh shit, he's ours. So we got him back, and we feed our dogs raw meat. It was just like the best you can give, and vegetables and stuff. And then like his skin is like, it looks like velvet. I mean, his fur is like a show dog. And then the one in the front, we just got her last Christmas time, Dreamy, because his motorcycle helmet shop would have her on the leash, like, and wouldn't ever let her off the leash.
Oh, I hate that.
And I used to go by the take my son to school, and I would look at this dog, and I was like, fuck, man, why I can't not help this dog, right? But I waited to see if anyone else was gonna help, but no one ever, and then like one day it was the coldest day of the year, and I went over there with my wife, and I'm like,
kidnap the dog.
We give us the dog. We'll take your dog if you're just gonna leave it. And even though they're ignorant, at least they had the heart to just give it to me, and I'm happy because some people won't even do that. Yeah,
I would have just taken it. I wouldn't even have asked.
Yeah, I mean, I
That's just me.
definitely thought about that, but there's cameras everywhere and shit. If
Yeah,
you see like a 6'2", mager black dude,
yeah, I suppose.
you're gonna
That's
be
probably
like,
the safety
you know who
road.
I am, Like, but anyway, so we got her, and like she's amazing. She's a little shit because she's 2 years old, so but she's a sweetheart. That's like my shadow. She knows I rescued her, particularly. Yeah,
I miss my
yeah.
kitties. Whenever I moved in
There's
here, I had to give my
there's
kitties
BBC in the middle.
homes. Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah,
My mom
the
has my
homes.
kitties, or the one I showed you on the server the other day on the Discord.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was born on Halloween. It's her birthday.
Okay.
'Cause
She's a
yeah, 'cause every year
Scorpio.
yeah, she's a Scorpio. And I had another kitty that was named Zer before, but the neighbor girl like got her grandparents got her a BB gun, and my cat disappeared. Like, and I was so sad. And then
Then they killed
like
it?
I guess I don't know, the cat
Damn.
disappeared, and that was
That
right around the
sucks. I'm
same
sorry about
time. But
that.
that was yeah, it sucked. But this kitty looked just like the other kitty. I think they might have even been related, but it's part Savannah cat, which is like
Uh-huh.
part serval, but like she's like a ground cat. She's so sweet and she's so smart. My mom has her. And then
Okay.
Pixel, my other kitty, went to my friend Kelly's parents. And then Loki lives up in the mountains with Elizabeth. And Kala, my old landlord, found a home for her because she had long hair and nobody wanted her. I was so like grateful that he like took her, because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because these dogs are gonna eat my cats. I can't have them. It's a set a goal.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at setting goals.
Set a goal. What's your goal, Sean? What's
Yeah,
your
really.
goal? I'll set my goal. I mean, if we can go around, I mean, you can say your goal, right? That's the way we'll end it, or until
Okay,
next time.
I'm down with
Okay.
that.
Do you have a goal, alternate, long term or short goal, or short term?
Finding the love of my life.
Okay.
I've never felt love like with a man before, so I really want that.
Okay. Yeah.
My goal is to find a team and get some good work going.
Okay. Yeah. Right. We go. Yeah. Maybe people can help you in the Discord with both of your goals.
Absolutely. I mean,
Both you guys
like
goals.
I said, I'm here just waiting to be used
Okay.
properly.
Use me. Use me.
Use
What do
me,
they say? Yeah.
please.
That's what my coach, rest in peace, Joe Calici, used to basketball. When you set a screen, no, it was my varsity coach, Patrick Snyder. We set the screen right, and he would like try to, because with basketball you set a screen. What that is? I know, Turno, you know what that is for sure. A screen, right?
I'm not sure, but I think I get the gist.
It's like a block in basketball where you don't move.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And when the coach would emphasize like for us to stand straight and tall and big, that'd be a good block, and he would go, "Use me, use me, use me." I just remember him saying that all the time. It's like, okay, coach, we get you, but that's kind of fucking creepy the way you're doing that.
It's like I always say, I'm cheap, but I'm not cheap. It's like I'm just economical. I'm not expensive.
That's good. You know what you want, and
yeah,
pretty much we have everything we need around us.
I think so.
Like matter of fact, I'm gonna go. Like I'm
set
having
it
a
off.
beautiful, right? Set it off. Like I'm having a beautiful experience with you, Eternal and Zephyr, and the chat, and especially you two for coming up. And yeah, but I got to go downstairs and get in the 3D reality.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I love you guys so bad.
Love to your family.
Yeah, appreciate you. They help me be who I am, and I help them with
whatever
they're doing. I guess.
Love them. Yeah. Give them lots of hugs.
For sure. And like my goal is, I'll set my goal. NPC the game, Gabriel Carbo goal is to return. Let's return to balance. Let's try to rediscover all these extraordinary aspects of this multi-dimensional organic reality we're living in. Right.
There's a monkey. Look at the cutie. Hi.
Let's
she had a little
reconnect.
princess dress on and she looked so cute, but she took her top off.
I was like that too.
Yeah.
People come up.
Uncomfortable.
Oh, who's here?
Random fan. He's upside down. Hey, random fan.
Oh.
This always happens like we're about to go. But hey, you've been keeping the chat lit, Sean. How you doing, bro?
I wanted to. I'm glad that you asked about the buttons because I didn't realize.
What does that mean?
It's like, for example, this is my button. It's your YouTube icon, and I make them into buttons. And like this one's London's.
Oh, that's dope. Wow.
Yeah, I may have several ones. As far as I ask permission if I could make them available for other people, and I've been giving them out for free. My postage. Like if you want one, I'll give you my PO box, and you send a self-addressed envelope. It's the only thing that I found that it's like kind of a hurdle, I guess, is if, say, for instance, you live in the Netherlands, and it's like it costs like $20 or something. But the postage, so postage might.
I don't live in the Netherlands. My friends do, my brothers do, but I live in Taiwan, which will probably be expensive. But screw it, bro. That's some nice art, bro. I like that.
Yeah, well, it's just.
And plus, it'll have my picture on it, even better.
Yeah, it'll be that like the icon you have.
Yeah, that's dope. Hey, Sean, send it in the
Okay, I'll put it
whatchamacallit.
Yeah, it's anybody can do it. I mean, as far as I'll put it in public or whatever. And I'm working on
in the chat, in the back chat.
Yeah, okay. And then there's little stickers where you can put other buttons on the buttons.
That's cool.
Oh, that's dope. I like it. There she is.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat. Okay.
Wait, Shauna, you gotta I invite you to the Discord too, if you wanna. You Discord it up.
Hey, Sean's looking for a girlfriend and I'm looking for a man. What's up, Sean?
Oh, there you go.
Candy! Give me it.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. Not be careful. Be aware though. If it's still entangled with other people on both ends, that's could be playing with fire. Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, well, but you gotta make that clear because not everybody knows that. I'd be like, if you were like hitting on me, I'd be like, okay, what are we gonna do? We gotta get some friggin' airline ticket money, and
okay, I'll put it in. I put the PO box.
Sean, okay, here, Sean, and I'll put my my Discord. Yeah.
Okay.
Sean, random fan. That's your address.
Okay.
You don't know Discord? It's where people talk and stuff.
I guess I'll find
private.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll find out.
It's like what we do here, like chat stuff, but private. And they have it's like a forum. Remember the old school forums and stuff online? Let me make sure I got your information, Sean.
Is it video or just audio?
Both. Or you can text. Okay. You can do, whatever your level of engagement is.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
Let me see. Let me put this. I like those. Those buttons are really sharp, Sean. I remember hearing you talk about them before. Now I know what you're talking about.
The 3.5 inch. I'm looking into the half inch buttons, little tiny ones.
I've been to Salem, Oregon.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest. It's
Yeah. I just came from Newport, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about a box truck moving somebody.
Anytime I hear somebody mention like this area, I always ask like, did you come across any mud flood evidence or underground or mud flood windows and it always is interesting when I think back 10 years ago when I have a video of me walking over the prism glass and not knowing it's there. Like I was born here, and so to see to remember that video of me walking over this prism glass and just being clueless, and then my last video was basically showing how they had removed the glass, filled in the tunnels, and put the glass back, and it wasn't original. And so it's just like a full circle of how I tried to research the history of this town, and I came up with my conclusions and my questions. And then now, like literally before my eyes, it's changing. History has been changed right before my eyes. And so for somebody to begin researching this day and try to to find out what is what and how it was.
Ooh,
Like it's it's pretty incredible.
this is what you're talking
Quetzalcoatl.
about. Like you said, now it's this new awakening, right? And then one just version of it is the return of Quetzalcoatl. When you're talking about history reawakening, yeah, that was the theme of this.
That's what got me set off. I heard that I seen Quetzalcoatl, and that's what triggered me. And it wasn't like in a bad way. It was, I took it to where it was like,
yeah, triggered in a
what?
good way. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like something like because usually I would be triggered because of like Quetzalcoatl and sacrifice and all this weird stuff. But then it was like I was able just to focus on just the word like Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
Like what is it? And then I like researched it real quick in reverse and found out my conclusion. Going, I had to write it down because what was it? It was something simple. It ends with elk. It was something elk. It was some. I was just like, oh, no wonder. No, sorry. Yeah, it was that, and then I got mixed up with the draw and the art. Somebody said art, and I go, and you just said people were just saying too many words that were just like, wait a minute. I was like, because I know draw and drew and word, but then art, and so I had to check it, and I'm like, God damn it, there it is, right? It's like, of course, art is in with the
everything's
draw.
coming in at once. Getting a download. This thing is yeah, it's just wild. I thought I was gonna say, fuck.
I think I know what you're gonna say is to where like how
Quetzalcoatl.
I didn't Quetzalcoatl to where I didn't know like the things that I would have known earlier. I wouldn't have, it doesn't make sense, right? But then the things that I see like to where I mean it's not really what I know. It's more like when I knew it, when I to where like if I would have questioned Quetzalcoatl years ago when I first heard that word the way I'm questioning it now, then it would have answered a lot of questions that I would have had that, to where it just goes beyond like, sacrificing and whatever they did that
yeah, because actually I didn't even read anything about him being a god that wanted sacrifices because they say quote literally like the quote the good god, the merciful one, right? And the one that tricked him that got him to have sex with his sister, got him drunk. That's the evil god, his nemesis and whatnot. And
that happened.
So
with him too.
I was talking about it. I was sharing it earlier in the first like hour of the broadcast, I think. But this whole thing though is when you're talking about the mud floods and all that, I'm thinking of Tartarium type stuff, right, Sean? Is that what you're kind of talking about?
Well, it's kind of brings me to what I was going to say was how I would question how whatever now, but now, like you said, you didn't research it to where on purposely, I will not research something and just imagine and brainstorm and try to just look and feel and to where like Mudfoot example, I used to there's a carousel right next to the river, and the river has a history that they tell us a lot about what this history is on this side of the bank. Well, on West Salem, there is no history at all. And so I lived in Salem, and I walk over the Oregon's first underground public restroom. It has prism glass above it. The first restaurant in Oregon. It has it had prism sidewalks and underground. And this is all 30 years ago that I took for granted, right? The places that I've been underground, where the old courthouse, or where the bus station was, I worked across the street, and the underground would go across halfway under the street. Well, now the bus station's not there. Now there's the courthouse there. And I go there today, and I can see them putting up new buildings that have the look of the old ones. Like if the brick is old and red and like destroyed, they'll put a new building next to it with old busted up brick. I guess my point was is to where the awakening could be, we all know it. We all already know it, but we've been convinced not to believe ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I found that when I don't research something and I know I don't know nothing about it, I will just internalize it and imagine and go and like this and whatever. And then when I kind of send my things out and go, oh, no wonder mathematically giraffes can float is the excuse. Like we don't know if they can float, but mathematically they can. So, everybody assumes that they do, and I think it was. Sorry, I'm getting off track, but that's an example of where we get distracted of what's the question or what's the answer. What's more important? If we know that giraffes can float, or we're willing to go through what it takes to know. Are we willing to take it? And obviously, Aleister Crowley with the Loch Ness Monster was as close as I can get to actually physical evidence of a giraffe floating. But
it looks like a giraffe over there at the Boleskine House in Scotland. Yeah.
Oh,
Eternal, what are you gonna say? Say something real quick. Excuse me, Sean.
Yeah, somebody else.
Isn't even muted. I'm so sorry. No, my kids are just being annoying. It's fine.
Yeah, no, they're not annoying. They just don't want your attention. That's like my kids do. My children do. Kids are baby goats.
They're waiting for trick-or-treaters and no one has come.
I see. Yeah.
They're getting frustrated because I've like organized little baskets for them full of little candies and sweets and stuff. And they're like getting frustrated because no one's come today.
Well, this is what happened. Listen, I believe this. Maybe it was narcissism, but I think it's for the greater good for me. I think when I go to some place, that's when the party's gonna get going. Maybe if you go out down there, you'll get the party started. They'll come to you, right? What's in your hair right there? That's cool.
Yes,
those beads.
In my hair?
Yeah.
Oh, can I?
Those rubber bands?
No. Let me show you. Wait.
Boleskine House. Jimmy Page. You should.
They're called hair rings. I put them all in my little thing here, but I buy them online from Shein, and they're just little.
Shein, yeah.
Like what I do
China.
is I plait my hair, and then I just like put them in my hair.
Okay, they look good.
Yeah, so you gotta like plait your hair, and then you just kind of grab them, and then like squish them into your hair, and then you can just take them out. They're just like little metal. They're like metal hair rings.
I actually have something like that. It's actually.
You can put a feather in your hair. Okay.
I don't have my it's, but it's.
Wow, he has a tail, a duck tail.
Well,
ponytail.
It's the Jewish thing.
Oh yeah, is that real hair?
Hi, Alki. What's up, Alki?
I don't think so.
But I would not put that in my hair, Sean.
I have an it's too.
Oh my god!
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's
it's a sandwich that we eat in the Bay Area. It's an ice cream sandwich with oatmeal cookies.
It is.
It tastes so good, yeah. But you have something else. I take it you're not putting an ice cream sandwich in your hair.
No, it's like a shirt with little tassels on it. It's for the Jewish faith.
Oh, that's cute. You should wear it for me.
Well, I'm not Jewish. I mean, I'm a goyim. Barb's Jewish, and she gave it to me because I act as a goyim because they can't do things. So I kind of basically like bartend, basically like a bartender, but like all the way down to.
I get it. Yeah. Shout out to Alchemos 83.
You got to have the oven blessed. The waffle. We had to have that waffle iron blessed. And it's the same thing as a kosher.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kosher. There's one side's kosher and one side's you can.
Okay, so your worst is all blessed up. Yeah.
Yeah, because we had to have it re-blessed because we put something in it that you couldn't put in it, so they had to have it re-blessed. That's why they use plastic forks and stuff because that's the thing to where I learned the Jewish faith just by being a goyim and doing the things that they can't do. I found out that in New York they have a copper wire that goes around in this area, and in that small area they are allowed to carry things.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a loophole.
That's interesting, yeah. Sean, we gotta do a deep dive in this, in the mind of Sean, and also Eternal. I like the idea of the whole balloon thing. That like that dating thing that those like doing the commentary on that. That sounds like fun.
Oh no, can we do that, please? Me and you, like on another live. We gotta set that.
We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk.
It's in the work. It's in the queue.
I'm the right person to do that.
Yeah, it's in the queue. Yeah. So definitely want to do that. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Leopard Prince back. She's back. She's like, you guys are still on it? You're still doing it? Yeah. It's it. You know what it's she knows what it is. That's a great sandwich. Shout out to London Man. Actually, I'm dropping a video, a clip of him talking about being stabbed and about masculine hood rituals nowadays. Like what's really going on in the hood. So I'm gonna drop that tomorrow. That clip, that should be fire.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good one.
That reminds me, you know, Faith No More, that song, Faith No More. It's it.
You want it all, but you can't have it.
Yeah. I wonder if he's talking about the sandwich.
What is it? Now say, what is it? Much love to Special K. Everyone that was here. Yeah, I'm about to bounce. I really appreciate you guys coming on. Yeah, we'll get that build. Sean, make sure you get the Discord thing in the back. Click it on because I'm gonna close it down.
Okay, that's right. Thanks
in the
for
private chat. Yeah. Appreciate you. All right.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah.
Thank you. Eternal, we'll see you soon, and see you in the lives and whatnot. And yeah, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah,
My
happy
favorite,
Halloween.
My favorite thing ever.
Happy Halloween. Everyone reconnect with the Mother Goddess, the most and the Most High, your Father. Express the organic consciousness of this multi-dimensional world we're living in existence. And set roots on the ground too. And take care of your business and achieve your goals. Because the real and the greatest AI is actually this organic creation in itself. With that said, this has been the return of Quetzalcoatl 2025. It's going to be Year of the Snake, right? What's really going on? And I'm going to play us out in the way we, in this, the way we do it with music and real footage. Okay. So I'll drop everyone down. All right, Eternal. We'll see you later. Peace. Happy Halloween.
Eternal. I'm out.
What's that? I don't think you heard me. I said love you all. Be good to each other. Love each other, but don't fall for the BS. Peace. Achieve your goal.